Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Las Vegas. It is the PGT PLO Series once again. This time, event number 4, a $10,000 buy-in Pot-Limit Omaha Bonanza. 118 entries have been whittled down to 6. Ben Tollerene on the left of your screen with the shades on. He is the chip leader. My name is Donnie Peters. Kevin Gerhart, a 4-time WSOP Gold Bracelet winner, is alongside of me. And we have a fun one in store today. There you see the chip counts presented by PokerGO, home of free online poker, playpokergo.com. Richard Gryko, second in chips. Arthur Morris, we've seen him at a final table already this series. He's in 6th place, and we'll be looking to spin it up. The players have locked up $59,000 in prize money. They are playing for $295,000 up top. Once we get to four-handed play, that's when the six-figure paydays will kick in.
It has nothing to do with math. It has to do with the, proper.
It is a math question.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show, Kevin. Once again,
Thank you.
Happy to be here. Let's have another fun day.
At least 50% in there.
I'm not really expecting fun. I'm expecting really good high-level PLO play.
Yeah, but that's fun.
Wait,
Well, at least that's fun for us.
me,
we can nerd out about it, right?
We don't have the entertainment of Dan Magrano at this table, but these are some of the best PLO players that you will find playing these events. Like, if I think of a final table, this is who I'm thinking of as just starting a tournament. So everyone here is no slouch to the pressure or the late stage PLO. We're really expecting something fantastic to come from all of these players, every single one of them.
10 seconds.
Some early shout outs to those in the chat here in 1976 over on PokerGo.com. Our mods on YouTube, Russell, Jason, Zambricki, I see you guys. Thank you for joining.
You're able to sleep after working out?
Not right away.
Yeah.
So right away, Tollerene's going to come out with a raise, ace, 9, 8, 4 double suited. I would expect a lot of aggression from Ben Tollerene every time we see him at a final table and he has either the chip lead or a very large and healthy stack. He always drives the action. He always gets after it.
The show one game did seem to.
That is incredibly true. I watched all the Triton PLO final tables, and whenever you see him in the field, he just either has a massive stack or he's not there. He's one of the most thoughtful players. I expect him to take a little more time than everyone else at the table, but he's one of those guys that actually has thoughts going on there, not like, the monkey clapping the cymbals together, wasting time. He's actually thinking about PLO.
Today? Now?
Got Mickey Duek in the black hoodie with the hood on. Arthur Morris has that black beanie on.
Maybe if we get the heads on.
Chino Rheem there in the blue hoodie, black hat. Allan Lee. Chino and Allan are good buddies.
Let's just add something fun, guys. Let's
Yeah, Allan won one of the
fun.
PGT
This is
events
fun, but
last
let's add
series.
something a little extra spicy. Let's say everyone gets to ask someone one show. Once you use it, that's it.
Chino's looking to
wanna do
gamble
that?
here.
Do you have to be in the pot to do it?
Yes.
Gino just wants to see if he's getting bluffed or not.
10 seconds.
I mean, I'm going to know 30 minutes later anyways. It's not going to be that big of a deal.
Patience, Iago.
Limpage?
Took me a sec to figure that out.
Richard Gryko, very playable hand out of the small blind, but out of position.
40,
These stacks are quite deep. Doesn't really want to bloat the
240,
pot.
right?
Doesn't have any blockers to what hands could raise him with the ace or king in his hand. I don't expect him to fold here, but
Leo.
Chino does have the good with
love you.
aces.
Daddy misses you.
Chino with his shout out to his son Leo there after he
Daddy's
puts
about
in
to beat
the
Uncle Richard in a big pot.
he puts in the raise with aces. Gryko comes along.
Hi, Jack.
Arthur Morris shouts out his son Jack. Jack 10-6. Speaking of Jack, a couple of spades out there as well.
Yeah, we see a really big equity shift in Gryko's favor with his open-ender and flush draw. Chino still with just a pair of aces and the naked ace of spades blocker.
Check, check. 4 of hearts on the turn. Second flush draw now present. Chino has hearts.
This is where Chino's going to try to leverage his stack, I believe.
350.
Gryko can pretty credibly represent anything that's on this board after a check back from Chino. Chino has a lot of ace-x, ace-ace, ace-king type hands from being the pre-flop aggressor.
350 is the bet from Gryko, and Chino comes along. More than 1.2 million out there. 3 of hearts on the river. Chino makes the nut flush. Ace 7 of hearts in his hand. Gryko's got nothing. I mean, he's got a pair of 3s, of course, but nothing.
Yeah, he's not going to win this potted showdown. Is it worth it to try to turn our hand into a bluff without any heart blockers? He decides no. And if there's anyone I would look to for proper play more so than anyone else, I think it'd be Richard Gryko at this final table.
600K announced from Chino Rheem, and a
Love you,
quick
Leo.
fold from
Told you
Gryko.
that he's gonna beat Uncle Richard in a big pot.
Fucking what a good dad. What is it?
It's like the mega zoom angle.
Oh, yeah. Chino up over 3 million with that pot. He takes second on the
Need more
leaderboard.
glasses or a hat.
Drug glasses.
You want a hat?
I don't like it.
If you put it on backwards. Oh, actually, that won't help. That won't help.
Just some trade-off between I can't see as well when I put them on.
Oh.
It blocks the light, but I can't see.
So you can't see or you can't see, those are the choices? Because it's blinding you or it's...
Ace Queen 7-6 here for Tollerene.
We did see during the PGT mixed game series, one of the players did ask for a hat, and since PokerGo and PGT are such accommodating folks, they did just give away one of the hats.
We got plenty of hats laying around.
Someone get Ben Tollerene a hat. I know exactly what he's going through, even when I was playing in the full-size studio, not the triangle room. The lights were a little bright, and I wish I had a hat or some sort of glasses with me.
King, king, deuce, deuce with one suit for Duek, and he 3-bets to 720K. Arthur Morris is pausing right now with ace, queen, jack 8.
I don't really think this is Hollywooding. Arthur only has 12 big blinds. I think he's really going through a decision. He knows Tollerene is very capable, like we were talking earlier about opening pretty wide, showing aggression. Tollerene's hand is not great, but he does have the ace blocker, which does block a lot of the hands that would 3-bet. Mickey does find a hand, king, king, deuce, deuce. Very reasonable 3-bet, get it in candidate.
Time extension.
And Morris is going through all these different combinations in his head. What is Tollerene opening? What is Duek 3-betting? Are they trying to level each other? Maybe if the 8 was something better, like a 10, we could go with this hand. Just decide to let it go.
Morris does fold. Everyone after him follows suit, and action is back on Tollerene now.
Uncle Richard didn't like that river.
Tell me what I had, I'll tell you what I had.
10 seconds.
I mean, I'm gonna find out later on.
I had one pair.
Oh, then I already had it. I had it
You can
all.
see the equities are very heavily in Duek's favor. We saw 2 aces and a queen folded.
Wasn't a good pair.
And I had it.
Tollerene does give it up, and Mickey Duek
But
takes that pot.
You might win on a lot.
Nice little
different-
pickup
I
for
would not
him.
load of rivers.
Yeah, yeah, but not that one.
This is event number 4 at the 2025 PGT PLO Series.
You don't
An
win on
11-event series. We will be streaming
Oh, yeah,
Right,
Queen
final
Nice.
tables for the first
7-9 or
10
Queen?
events.
Queen
Every
7-9.
single day other than
Oh, then
tomorrow.
you win
Tomorrow
on
we
ace.
take off, but all the other days, a live final table. You
don't
can
win
find
on
it
ace.
right here on PokerGo, on the PokerGo YouTube channel, on Twitter, elsewhere.
Queen 9-7.
Got a few more of our mods hop into the chat. Christy, Armex, Indiana. Jimmy Bluffett, the mod father. Hello, hello, everyone. RM Stern says aloha from Hawaii. Only has about an hour to watch today, so he's rooting for Chino to go on a run. You could just root for anyone to go on a run.
Yeah, it is PLO.
Maybe they'll get it over in an hour.
If you want to watch something entertaining, a couple final tables ago, we just saw just the most ridiculous, absurd, fast-paced PLO that I've ever seen.
Couple of aces here for Gryko as he tries to win some chips back after losing some a couple hands ago to Chino Rheem.
This is a prime 3-bet candidate from Chino. I'd be shocked if he doesn't enter the pot in some capacity. Maybe a little bit ICM aware, doesn't really want to bust out before the 2 shorter stacks, 3 shorter stacks at this table.
10 seconds.
I don't think Tollerene's going to get too frisky here. Just call and see a flop, see if we can get something. He does go for it. The true aggression that we were talking about comes through, and Richard Gryko, this is music to his ears. Aces with a suit. This could have been Chino. I mean, Chino's hand is, it plays so well against everything being double suited and so connected. When Gryko puts in the repot here, Chino gets a pretty easy fold, and then Tollerene put to the test with just kings.
All in.
Re-raise from Gryko, and he's going to go for it all. Chino's going to flash his hands at Allan Lee before he puts it in the muck.
Oh boy.
Tollerene's asking for a count here. Now, is he priced in here?
2.6.
I mean, you got to figure there's a good amount of the time that Gryko, even though Gryko's certainly capable, just has aces.
Yeah, I completely agree. You have to call 1.7 more to win what's already, I mean, you're probably getting the right price. You only need 2 to 1 for it to be profitable, and you didn't even find the full pot size raise. Mathematically, it's a call, but is risking all of these chips really worth it at this stage of the tournament? It really takes away your ability to put pressure on everyone else at the table.
Kings 8-3.
Well, Tollerene says, yes, it's good enough. Puts the money in with King 8-3. His clubs are also dominated here by the Ace 10-7 of Richard Gryko. Gryko started this final table second in chips behind only Tollerene. He lost a hand earlier to Chino Rheem, and now he's got a hold here with aces to double up.
Not just double up, this would give him a massive chip lead over the rest of the field.
Yeah, 5.6 out there. 3-3 deuce.
If it wasn't nice.
Tollerene shoots way out in front, now almost 90% to win this hand. 6 of diamonds on the turn. Gryko needs an ace, and we know that Chino Rheem folded an ace already. So 1 out for Richard Gryko. The Jack of Spades is not that 1 out, and we are going to lose Richard Gryko in 6th place. Certainly a frustrating exit for him after coming in second in chips and also after getting his money in. Very good there. Aces over kings of Ben Tollerene. But Ben Tollerene,
it's the lights' fault.
the poker gods are shining on him today. Gryko takes home $59,000 for his run.
That's kind of frustrating, but that's the price you play in PLO. You get 2 out of 3 times you're going to be the massive, overwhelming chip leader at the table, and 1 out of 3 times you're going to be stuck with $59,000.
And look at the updated leaderboard here, presented by Play Poker Go, the home of free online poker. Ben Tollerene, massive chip lead, over 7 million. As if he didn't have a big chip lead before.
Who's got the cat on their phone?
That's me.
Oh. Damn, he just dropped your phone and walked away, dude.
And as being the most
Oh, he
aggressive
walked
player
in.
at the
Dang,
table,
really?
this gives him so much ammunition to work with to try and run over everyone else.
paid you
Try
for
and
huge
find
one.
He lost a
who's
huge one.
ICM aware, who's trying to ladder up and just punish, punish, punish. Five-handed, under the gun, King, Jack, Jack 10, one suit,
Yeah.
Arthur Morris,
He's like, I hope it wasn't the ace.
12 big
It
blinds.
was.
Decides on call, very interesting. I like it. This hand is probably too good to just open fold, and we wanna see a flop. We don't have an ace that blocks 3-bets, and we can pretty easily get away if someone else shows any sort of
Time expired.
About
Any sort of interest in this pot.
960.
960 starting.
I believe so.
Aces for Allan Lee here on the button. Has spades as well, which dominate the spades that Morris has.
Good fold.
10 seconds.
Chino pats himself on the back for
much did you
making a
plan?
good fold.
From here, it's 1.1 and change. Wait, let me break this down. This doesn't feel.
Yeah, like I said, last hand with the ace-jack 9-8 double suited, Chino had a very clear opportunity to put some chips into the pot and decided not to. Now he saved himself a little more chips. I mean, the 9-7-7-6 isn't a great hand
He's playing 9.
to put chips
He's
in the
playing a
pot.
million behind.
Yeah, about no.
A little more than a million.
Another
Yeah.
tough spot here for Arthur Morris.
These equities are so far apart. What was our plan with limping under the gun, knowing that we could potentially face a raise? We are out of position. This is for a pretty large portion of our stack. We do have to pay the blinds coming up in the next couple of hands. Yeah, I think I like the way that Morris played that hand. Hand too good to just fold. We kind of want to see a flop. And then if someone else shows a big interest in the hand, we can just get away from it, save our stack.
Well, I would have limp called.
Benjamin,
I don't know what I would have done. I'm going to
Yeah,
throw
start
it to
with you.
these guys.
Yeah, no,
Like I
I'm,
said
I'm
earlier.
saying with me, the idiot in the booth would have done. Okay?
He knows that. That
I-
does not pertain to the questions.
Because if my thought process would have been, if I
You know
want
what,
to
if
play
we're
the
just gonna
hand,
do a
I do
random
agree that
D6
limping is
roll
probably
to see
the
who
best
does it to. I'm in.
path,
You know what, let's just do it.
because you can
I'll put
possibly
myself
see it
in.
for
Nah,
just
I'll
one
just
big
wait it out.
blind.
Right.
If we're
But
gonna include
I don't think it's
myself
bad
in
to
the
see
roll.
it for a single raise. Now, I don't want to see it for a 3-bet and ultimately commit all my chips.
Right. Yeah.
So,
If you
I'll
do
just
anything
limp
more
call.
I'm
than
only good at
limp,
losing small
Yeah.
blinds, not big ones. I'm safe from Ben. You guys are in trouble.
I guess it also depends on the
that true,
player.
Ben?
You know, what if Tollerene out of position decided he was the one who wanted to raise it up? Are we more inclined to call more so than a player like Allan Lee
All in?
on the button? All right, we are pot all in call. Very quick, off to the races here. 56-43.
Morris is out in front here, equity-wise. Ace, Queen, Jack, 10, a very pretty looking double-suited hand. Duek, King, Jack, 9-9, with 19 clubs in his hand. Morris is the player, all in and at risk here. Ace, ace, deuce. And that is extremely good for Arthur Morris. Duek not dead yet, could hit a 9. 10 on the turn
That'll do it.
Ace.
is going to do it, though.
800 exactly.
Ace is full of 10s for Arthur Morris, and he scores a very meaningful double up here.
Yeah, and if you would have lost the extra 300K from the last hand, it would
Okay,
have
so now
been a much
qualify
smaller
for
hand
big
to double up.
Yeah, now I still roll a d6.
No, but you qualify
You're,
for
but
big
you're,
pot,
yeah,
so
but
you're
yeah,
just
but
fucked.
I'll still roll it with you if you want to roll the d6, Ben Terminator.
Morris is working on his third cash at this PGT PLO Series. He opened the series with a 17th place finish in event number 1, then a 4th place finish in event number 2.
The first time I ever played the 10K PLO at the World Series, day 2, I had Arthur Morris on my right, and he was very happy to put people in very tough spots before the bubble burst. The good news about it is I don't know if he remembers me, but I made friends with him, and he would tell me his hands after he made all of these plays against the rest of the people at the table. Very, very nice, kind man to impart some words of wisdom on a young, up-and-coming poker player like myself.
10 seconds.
Tollerene, ace-jack, 9-8, double suited, very pretty looking hand. Has equity against almost anything that the rest of the players could wake up with.
10 seconds.
Chino, very good, very pretty looking hand too. Double suited with the other 2 suits.
10 seconds.
A little over $500,000 in there. King, queen, deuce, rainbow flop. Probably favorable here for Tollerene.
Yeah, Chino needs to be very careful. He's double the stack of the 3 shorter players, and he needs to be able to preserve chips to keep the distance between him and everyone else lower than him. So I expect him to play very cautiously. Chino does spike the best hand on the turn in terms of just a pair of 7s. Tollerene picks up outs with the flush draw to go along with his straight draw and 4 overcards. Facing 2 checks from Chino, decides to check it back. Chino once again rivering the best hand.
And Chino checking those 3 7s over to Tollerene, trying to get the chip leader to bite, and with what is just ace high, I mean, he might do it.
I think the turn check back is the most interesting part of this hand. I'm not saying it's wrong, because these guys are absolute monsters in this game.
Because, you know, it would be crazy if if I opened it up for him, but I think we got him.
Oh, you got it.
We got him.
The running 7s.
So
Exactly
all
what
this stuff
Chino
about the
needed.
D6, forget about the D6. I said, I'm going to wait it out, okay, patiently. Your boy's locked in. So as I was saying before, Ben, if you don't mind, would you kindly just, you know, do what you were doing?
See, Chino admitting that he's pretty ICM aware in this spot. He wants Ben to do the dirty work of knocking everyone else out.
Yeah, and that's exactly why Chino did not opt to
how
come
deep are
with a
you now?
check raise there, or even a lead.
Yeah.
You know, just comes with a check call. And yeah, he fully admits, as his talk when he made the call, you know, says, where it's kind of nitty, yes, but
1.6.
in the world of ICM, that's just kind of the game you got to play.
Right. You can't put yourself in these spots against a very, very capable chip leader.
At 1.5 behind.
Mickey Duek, incredible looking hand. Ace, king, 8-7, double suited,
10 seconds.
But
Raise 280.
raising the pot. Trying to separate himself from the other 2 bottom stacks. They're all basically even.
Action over to Allan Lee in the big blind, who's got a couple of 10s in his hand, along with a 4-3.
Oh,
Allan just going to give it up.
Nice pickup, 200K for Mickey Duek.
thank you.
Barely edging out the shorter stacks of Morris and Lee. We can see Chino using his $50 food voucher given to him by PokerGO for entering this tournament. He's got a bunch of bunch of to-go containers.
10 seconds.
I haven't played in the studio in a while, but I did play event number 1. And I actually got to use my
Thank you.
food voucher on the pork chop fried rice, and it was absolutely delicious. Gives
mean,
me
the food
a
is
reason
all
to come back.
very incredible here.
It was so good. I used to
Richard
get the
loved his
steak
nachos.
salad from Javier's.
10 seconds.
Raise 200.
Chino comes with a raise here, a couple of kings, king, king, 9 deuce, also double suited. Action over to the chip leader Tollerene, who finds ace 994.
10 seconds.
He can put a lot of pressure on Chino here. Chino just admitted that he's really playing to ladder up. Decides to come with the call, maybe giving some respect to Chino's opening range from the button. And Chino just drills this flop. Top set, 97%.
King 5-4 with a couple of spades.
200.
Chino continues for 200K. Tollerene folds. Chino wants to show.
He just, no, he shows.
He's there.
He-
Okay.
he's
That was a really
definitely
good
he's
hand.
definitely gonna show that one. Just can't help himself.
Yeah,
Threes are better danglers.
for that board.
I was unusually confident that you were going to win this hand.
Who, me?
No, the kings to aces. I was pretty sure Ben was going to win it.
I wasn't sure if he's gonna win, but I was rooting for him.
Oh yeah, of course.
Very
Ace
strong,
king,
strong
queen
hand
five.
here.
10 seconds.
Raise 280.
Does come with a pot size
Oh, yeah.
raise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once again, these short stacks are so incentivized to pick up chips, to separate themselves, survive potential all-in collisions. Tollerene, another pretty looking ace-king hand with a suit, decides to give it up.
10 seconds.
Duek is in there. Ace jack 8-6 for him, suited to the ace with clubs.
He
Heads
does
up
have
we
the
go.
most equity because of the cards that were folded from the other 3 players.
8-7-5. Duek's got a pair of 8s, also open-ended.
Yeah, at SPR2 here, Duek has a pretty clear lead, just defending out of the big blind against an under-the-gun open. His hand should way be weighted towards aces, ace-king, king-king type hands. And Mickey does find the lead for a big sizing.
And a quick fold from Arthur Morris. Not even going to bother to think about that one. He's got a pretty good idea of where he's at in that hand, and he wants no part of it.
Yeah, Duek with a big separation from the 2 shorter stacks. Now he kind of gets to play the waiting game. Just let the other 2 shorter stacks bust out. Pay jumps are not insignificant at this point.
Yeah, the final 5 players are guaranteed $76,700. About $24,000 pay jump,
Yes.
because 4th place is $100,300. So, you know, right about 2.5 buy-ins there, which all these players will certainly take. These players are also fighting for PGT leaderboard points, both for the season-long leaderboard and for the series leaderboard. Right now, it is James Chen up on top of the series leaderboard. He's got 245 points. Miraculously, we did not get James Chen at a 4th consecutive final
Yeah.
table here.
Right.
He somehow missed out on this one. But James Chen has been on fire to start the PGT PLO series. He opened the series with a 3rd place finish, a 5th place finish, and then yesterday he took 2nd place to
1, 2,
the
5,
one
I
and
think.
only Daniel Negreanu.
10 seconds.
Raise
The
240.
series
1, 2,
leaderboard
8.
winner here at the PGT PLO series will be crowned the PGT PLO series champion and win a $10,000 PGT passport bonus prize.
10 seconds.
Call.
Mickey Duek here, raising to 240K from the small blind. Arthur Morris comes along from the big blind. Blind versus blind action here. 7-6-4 with a couple of clubs. Both players probably not really too happy with this flop.
Yeah, Mickey has a strong hand pre-flop, pretty happy to raise and see 3 cards or raise call, but the problem with this hand, you have no suits, you don't really have much connectedness, you don't have any visibility post-flop, so even with 80%,
560.
he does decide he just wants to run it with SPR of just under 2, decides to just take my jacks and let's go.
Yeah, certainly they're a factor of the SPR being on the shorter side. So Duek not worried too much about getting his money in and possibly not being good. Had the SPR been deeper, you know, maybe he takes a more conservative, cautious approach, which could then have lent itself to Morris being able to win the pot, being in position. But shorter stacks, of course, you know, you don't need as strong of a hand to get your money in. That's a theme you see not only in PLO but also across Hold'em. So for anyone out there who may be less familiar with this game but is more familiar with No Limit Hold'em, similar sort of stuff applies when it comes to SPR. This is a very pretty hand here for Allan Lee. Ace, ace, queen, jack with hearts.
Yeah, aces again off one of the shortest stacks, does want to put as much money into the pot as possible.
What'd you start with?
Duek with queen, queen, 10-7. He's got one suit in his hand. It's diamonds.
2-7 behind.
10 seconds.
Interestingly enough, Lee did not decide to raise to the full pot. He only raised to 195,000. Maybe incentivizing players behind to get involved more easily than if it was a full pot size open.
10 seconds.
King, queen, 10-10 here for Morris, and he makes the call out of the small blind. Rheem's in the big blind, but I don't think he's going to play this 9-5-4 deuce.
And Rheem's firing up his inner dragon again.
Just fucking everywhere. As many as present themselves. I'm just like, okay.
Just impulsively. Whichever one gets your attention.
These equities are incredibly far apart. You can see how powerful aces are.
9-8-3 with a couple of hearts. Very favorable here to Lee. Remember that Duek did fold a couple of queens. He folded a 10. He also folded 2 diamonds.
Right.
So that hand going into the muck certainly hurting the chances of Morris here. And it's a quick fold after a pot-sized bet from Allan Lee.
And once again, Morris having hands that you want to see flops with, he does kind of connect with backdoor diamonds on that board, an overpair and a gut shot to the nuts. Decides to just let it go again, preserve his tournament life and his stack. He is now way the shortest stack with just over 10 big blinds. He's going to be looking for hands to get it in to build his chip stack back up.
Still is Ben Tollerene up on top. Arthur Morris, like Kevin just said, going to be looking to find another double. He already found one. Last time he doubled, he had right around 800K. I think he was all in for exactly 800.
Yep.
So if he doubles up again, he'll be kind of right back to where he got to the last time.
Yeah, he's really hoping for the ace queen jack 10 double like he had the last time.
Yep. Tollerene seems to be a little bit content here with just kind of sitting back and relaxing, seeing how things unfold. That opens the door here for Duek, who comes in with ace-9-6-4, 240K from him.
Yeah, really leaning on the power of the ace to prevent his opponents from having aces and facing more aggression. Does not have a good hand.
Ace-Queen 8-3 here for Lee with ace-queen of diamonds. Price is right for him out of the big blind, so he comes along, 600K in the middle. King 10 5 with a couple of spades. Duek has 9-6 of spades.
How much do you have?
And if we're going to raise this hand pre-flop and we get this flop, I mean, Mickey is one of the more aggressive players at this table. He's definitely not going to shy away from aggression here. He knows a lot of the ace-king type holdings, king-king or ace-ace in Lee's hand would 3-bet, try to get the chips in pre. This board does favor his opening range versus a big blind defending range. We do have 2 spades, which block our opponent from having a continuing range with a flush draw.
Duek taking his time here.
He's very much running through the different permutations of what could happen, what bet sizing he should use that would accomplish what he wants to accomplish, which is exactly what happened, the fold.
Comes with half pot and gets it done. Pretty quick fold there from Allan Lee.
Both.
All right, we're just over a half hour into this event number 4 final table. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in, no matter where you are watching from. And speaking of where you are watching from, let us know whether you're watching on PokerGo, whether you're watching on the PokerGo YouTube channel. Hop in the chat. Let us know where you are watching from. And if you're on YouTube, if you would be so kind, please hit that thumbs up to throw us a like on the video. Yesterday we hit over 4,000 likes.
That's
Obviously,
awesome.
Daniel Negreanu at the final table. Daniel Negreanu goes on to win. I get it. Can we get to 400? 1/10 of that? Can that happen?
10 seconds.
I believe in the people. You guys should believe in yourselves, which means you should hit the like.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of people know Daniel Negreanu just from poker in general, but they don't understand how truly talented the rest of these players in this field are and how high-level PLO action is going to come from these final 5.
Fetty in the PokerGo chat says, Michigan, go state. Obelix? I think I said that correctly. Stockholm, Sweden. Kieran's from Germany, of course. Kieran's always in the chat.
Nothing.
We have a confrontation here. Mickey does raise the pot under the gun. Ben Tollerene calls out of the big blind. Double suited queens. Mickey has 9s with the 2 overs and ace-king, but no flush draws.
When the one that he limped?
King, Jack, 10. Not rainbow. A couple of hearts out there.
Shut up.
Duek taking the lead here.
He takes a hammer lock on this hand. Do we really want to play a pot first, the one person at the table who can really put us in the blender
I asked him what
with
what he
Morris
had when
being
he-
so
when he
short
limped
and
in.
Lee being short?
225.
225 here from Duek.
Relevant,
I think it's
Third pot.
I'm sure.
Tollerene has one of the hands that could definitely consider check raising here. Double blocking straights with the 2 queens
probably
in
too
his
good of a
hand.
hand. I probably wasn't supposed
Perfect
to
hand to turn into a bluff.
Good fold on the flop.
Hmm?
Good fold on the flop.
And it looks like he's thinking about something, and that looks like more than 225K, and it is a check raise from Tollerene.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You don't even have to go full pot to try to accomplish what you need to accomplish. We have the 2 queens blocking Mickey Duek from having ace-queen or queen-9.
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
We are taking this line with only 17% equity. If Mickey can find a continue here with just ace-king, no flush draw, no backdoor flush draw.
And he just gives it up. Does Mickey Duek.
Dodging bullets.
Very good cards for that board.
This
A
Mickey, he
well-timed
dodges the
bluff
bullets.
from Ben Tollerene. Gets it through. Technical in nature, leveraging those queens in his hand as blockers to the nuts.
Want to play online poker for free? With Play Poker Go, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, PlayPokerGo lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore PlayPokerGo on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
All right, short commercial break there. Let's check out PlayPokerGo, home of free online poker. Yes, I said free online poker. And PlayPokerGo presents this updated leaderboard. Ben Tollerene still up on top, 6.75 million. Arthur Morris, 850K. He's going to need to make something happen. Blinds are up to 50K, 100K, so 8.5 big blinds for Morris, and he is under the gun here. Verbally announces nope. Puts his hand into the muck. We have lost the blue 5Ks from the table. The chips you see, the yellow ones, I like to call them the bumblebees, the yellow jackets. Those are 100K, and then those lavender ones are 25K.
Wow, what a spot here for Mickey Duek. Chip EV wise, he needs to go with this hand. ICM wise, it's still a little scary facing the chip leader.
You guys
We
want
saw
to show
that
now?
last hand. Ben Tollerene, so capable, so aggressive, so just understanding what he needs to do as the chip leader to put aggression into his opponents.
We don't have to. Whatever you guys want. Just trying to lighten the mood up a little bit, boys.
I'll show it to you if it's streamed anyways, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
No, it's not streamed.
We're right
So
here.
we're showing?
Sure.
How many are we showing?
All of them.
All 4?
We're on.
Okay.
We're showing, if you win
Okay.
the hand, you have to show your hand.
Correct.
So it sounds like
I guess
any
watch
hand
don't
that goes
count.
to a
Okay.
flop, at
What do you
least.
want? What?
Let's say if there's a flop.
Okay, fine. If there's, yeah. Walks don't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, anything
Okay, yeah, any hand that goes to a flop.
Or if there's a flop, sure.
So you
let's
don't
do
have to
it.
show pre-flop, but
Let's start off with, what are we
the winning
playing?
hand will always show. Interesting.
This might be interesting for Chino. It puts himself in a tough spot because I think he plays tighter than most other players at this table. So maybe he's going to use that to his advantage later on in the tournament, or if he doesn't switch up his gears,
If I was
it's to his
Chino,
disadvantage.
I would not do this.
I agree.
Not against these players.
Right. He's trying to gain all this information from everyone else at the table, but I think he's giving away
And then
too
get
much
to show it, 'cause
information.
we're gonna see all of them. We're gonna just see 8 cards. Is this what's about to happen?
So Rheem raised it up here. With the ace, ace, 10, 7. He's got ace, 7 of clubs. Morris defended from the big blind, ace, king, 8, 6. Queen, jack, 9 with a couple of clubs.
I guess it's a good thing that Morris just completely missed this flop. Gonna save himself the 450K.
He says, "Show me it." Chino turns it
He had
over,
it.
and he had it. He had it. He had all of it. I mean.
Yeah.
Sue's Gold says PokerGo from Boston. Guess 7 says USA. People glad. Broadcast is coming in clear here on the moon. Another guess is from East Rochester, New York.
I guess
A
I'm
lot.
supposed to just go like this, like a Mickey, and just bet 1.
Sean was asking, was this event a freeze
If you
out or
had-
could you
had these
rebuy?
things,
So
like, you
all
know,
of the
stuff.
Hey, don't
events
learn
for
from me,
the
all right? I don't
PGT
fucking do shit
PLO
correctly.
series allow re-entries.
Just sit here and
All of them are unlimited re-entry except for the 25K
Ben, I could
PLO
really use
Championship.
you
That one
exploiting
allows,
somebody
I believe it's 2 re-entries for 3 entries
now
max.
you're on that type of train.
I've been on it the
huh,
whole
brother?
time. I doubled when I said I'm still on the
You
roll
know
with
you were
D6.
on a roll the fucking dice train.
I'm still on the roll dice train. It could be me.
No,
Language,
I was never
Chino.
on that train.
Leo's watching.
I was
Yeah.
only on the ride the Ben train.
Bro, I haven't had over like 1-6 at any point in this entire tournament. I've
Look at
been
where you are.
short stacked like for 10 eliminations.
At least
Trying
still
to
off of
pull a Sean Winter.
one of the shorter stacks does decide to raise it up
Okay,
here. Only
Mr.
2.5x.
It's a layer.
You gonna win this one?
Yeah, I don't have to show it.
He does not have to show it. Didn't go to a flop.
You guys have to remind me on that showing thing, because I'm
Sure.
I'm
Me
very
too. I
likely
thought I was
just
about to see his
fucking-
cards. Fuck.
We did see Chino win one of the most entertaining final tables that I've ever seen, with him and Josh ARIA basically splitting up the money and then it just devolving down into pure degenerate gambling to see who won
Ben,
the
I don't know if
trophy.
you noticed or not.
So that was during the mixed game
Point
series.
something out that every time I look at people's stacks, I never look at yours. I just want you to know that. Never once do I glance over in that direction. That's just not even a thing.
When you look at what?
People's
When I look
stacks.
at everyone's stacks on this tape, I just don't even bother looking in that direction. We're good.
Mickey's still applying the pressure. Ben is really opening the door for Mickey to continue the aggression against the shorter stacks, and he knows that Chino is
400.
has announced that he's going to play tighter and wait out everyone else.
All right.
So Duek raised King, Queen,
much,
10-3. Morris has a hand that is certainly good enough when you only have 4 big blinds.
million bet.
Ace, Jack, Jack 4, suited to the ace, so he's all in. Chino immediately asked for a count on the shove. He's also getting a count on what Duek's stack is. And he's going to repot it.
All it took was ace, king, queen, jack for Chino to step out of his shell.
What?
It's more than that.
Lee and Duek are out of the way, and here we go.
Flip.
Oh,
Morris
that's good
versus
news.
Rheem. Morris is all in
I mean, I
at
don't know
risk
what it is,
here.
but flip. Right?
Trying to find another double up to stay
space
alive
cover too?
is Arthur Morris.
400 you have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Team Jack versus Team Leo.
Just
That's what
numbers.
this is. The battle of the dads.
Right.
That's all you want? Numbers?
Good news
Two-siders mostly.
for Morris is he does have the spades covered, so Chino
Yeah,
cannot
they
make a
got the
flush to win
jacks.
this hand.
Yeah,
So
I don't
greedy,
even
bro.
know if I'm ahead.
How about let's just say paint, since you're so fucking two-siders.
No, I two-siders. As long as the paint's all spades.
Paint and two-siders?
It's hard to make paint all spades when the king and jack of spades are looking directly at you.
8 deuce deuce.
Good.
Morris still out in front here.
Until this queen of
About
clubs
as
is-
clean of a flop as he could have
Deuce of
hoped
diamonds is
for.
coming first. It's already on the board. And then deuce of clubs.
Dude, the diamonds is just 100% check mark.
Deuce of
Take it.
clubs. Yeah.
5 of hearts on the turn. Morris just needs to fade an ace,
Maybe
a
I should
king,
let you in.
or a queen.
I don't know. Maybe I should just call.
Few of those outs
You
have
had
been folded
Raggedy
already.
Deuce in there.
8 of clubs on the river, and Arthur Morris is going to
Snowman?
double up
Did you
here.
have
Double up
Raggedy
and
Deuce
then
or
some
Snowman?
because
Hey,
Duek
buddy.
did come in with a raise
Wow, sick.
originally.
Way to go, Chino.
Fucking got me off it.
Rheem takes a small hit there, down to 3.325 million. Arthur Morris back up over
Oh
a
my God,
million.
almost tournament peak, 1,050,000.
That's your peak?
No, 1.6 was. It's not a very big peak.
I think you're going to get higher.
Oh, don't believe me, just watch. Zero animosity towards Allan over there, just all of it directed to me. He's like, Allan's getting this ladder.
Well, yeah, I got 2% swap with the homie. What? Y'all want me to fucking lie about this shit? I'll keep it 100.
Fuck, he's gonna fold you.
Oh,
small.
shit. Gentlemen, sorry. It's more than 2%. We went up. 5 ball.
How rich.
Mickey definitely respecting the big blind of Tollerene here. Folds the ace and king. We have seen him opening quite wide into the other players' big blinds. But Tollerene's the person that could really put a hurting on him. Really interested to see the punishing range of Tollerene here, with Morris being slightly shorter than Lee.
Lee limps the Jack-Jack 10-3. Tollerene checks his option with ace 8, 7, 4. Both players have one suit. Ooh. Ace, ace, 8. Full house on the flop for Tollerene. Lee's just going to check.
That's what we like to refer to in the poker world as the joint. Flopping the nuts.
Tollerene checking back. Off to the turn we go. 3 of hearts. $100K is the wager from Lee.
Tollerene obviously still has the nuts and cannot lose this hand, so he's trying to determine what maximum route to value that he can get from Allan Lee.
10 seconds.
Raise to 300 from Tollerene.
The bet from Lee was very much meant for equity denial on the turn. It's really hard for your opponent to have an ace play this way. He is getting sticky, drawing completely dead.
Yeah, Lee comes along. 5 of hearts completes the board on the river. Check mark, of course, to Tollerene. Although he no longer has the nuts.
It's true. He loses to one combination of deuce 4 of hearts.
Not that Lee would have that combination necessarily, given how he's played this one, but you know.
Right. He definitely has a hand that he wants to get to showdown with, does Allan Lee. Tollerene needs to figure out how much he can bet for maximum value.
7.
He bets 700K into 900. Allan Lee has 1.1 million behind. So it is quite a hefty portion of his stack should he call off here. And we of course know that if he does, he will be plenty wrong.
Yeah, he might use a couple time extensions here, trying to figure out what range checks back pre-flop, checks back on the flop, goes for a small raise on the turn, and then bombs it on the river with 700K into 900K. Can our jacks ever be good here? We do have the jack of hearts blocking some flush draws that Tollerene might raise on the turn, but this is a really tough spot, and Allan Lee knows how capable Tollerene is with his big stack.
Oh.
Lee does find the correct fold.
Yeah.
Tollerene's got a show.
Feels like a very good fold.
And he does show his hand, revealing the full house. So Allan Lee can pat himself on the back. Did not get sticky there on the end. Made the correct fold.
He only used one time extension. It did seem like...
Here we see Daniel Negreanu in action in event number 5, which is going on across the hall in the main studio room. Also see Stephen Hubbard there. I see Dylan Wiseman. I see Sean Winter, Billy Tarango at that table as well. It's a pretty tough table there.
All of these tables are just absolutely insane. You look around the room, it had like 35 entries before this stream started.
I mean, here we see at least 6 tables. There might be one other table in play, so filling up nicely there in event number 5. And that final table will be streamed on Monday. That is a 10K buy-in progressive bounty tournament. And if you had fun watching the 5K progressive bounty tournament, it'll be very similar, only the prizes will be even bigger.
1.35.
I had fun watching it.
1.1. Oh, 1.1.
So Morris here limping in from under the gun. Ace, Jack, 7-6, double suited. Action is now on Chino Rheem with Ace, King, 8-3.
Yeah,
1.25.
Oh, 1.25, sorry.
10.
I think Morris can pretty confidently pick up on timing tells from Chino. Chino has acted very quickly in other spots where he did have aces or a very strong hand. Chino might know this about himself as well. Does give up the ace-king.
Tollerene gonna limp from the small blind. King 10-10-7. Duek checks his option with queen 9-4-3. People glad in the PokerGo chat saying, why did he show his hand? Because the players all agreed a few hands ago, prompted by Chino Rheem, that any hand that goes to a flop, the winning hand, the player who wins the pot, will show their hand. They will reveal it. They all said, you know what, we're all going to see it in a half hour, 40 minutes, whatever the delay is anyway. We'll get the information. So let's just show. Let's have some fun with it. So you'll see the same thing here, that if somebody wins this, they'll show the winning hand no matter what.
Duek has a lot of equity here with just queen high. He's wrapped around the jack on the high side, backdoor clubs, open ender with the 4-3. Does decide to lead small on the flop, 125K into 400K. Arthur Morris has top pair, also backdoor flush draws. Decides this is the hand he wants to go with, and Duek does give it up instantly.
And Morris shows his hand there. Takes it down.
Duek and Morris have the same stack now. It's very interesting to see if Duek does decide to slow down going forward, not having the separation between him and the two smaller stacks.
So just quickly, I'm checking the updates on PGT.com for event number 5. That hand that we showed quickly, that, you know, just to check in on the room with Negreanu, Stephen Hubbard, and Sean Winter, they ended up getting all the money in 3 ways. Sean Winter tripled up to like 400K, a little bit over 400K. Negreanu was left with 4K, and Stephen Hubbard busted. So the chips are flying.
Looks like a big pot.
The chips are flying in the PKO. And then guest 7 is asking, how does the progressive bounty work? So a portion of every buy-in goes to the prize pool, and in the case of the 10K buy-in event number 5, 6K goes into the prize pool. 4K is then reserved for the bounty. 2K of that is, so if you bust someone, you get the 4K bounty, but you keep 2K, you keep half of whatever they have, you put it in your pocket, that's yours to keep. The other half stays on the table. So the more you bust people, yes, you always take half and you pocket that as your initial winnings, but the other half stays on the table and the bounties continue to grow all the way to the final table. So you're going to get down to the final table that's going to take place on Monday, and we will be streaming it here on PokerGo. And you're going to have people with 60K bounties, 70K bounties, 80K bounties, maybe even 100K bounty, meaning if you bust that player, you immediately pocket 50K, plus your bounty increases by 50K.
It very much incentivizes gambling. And as we saw, I mean, the event just started and there was already a 3-way all-in. The people are really out there trying to hunt some bounties. And Sean Winter now sounds like he has a huge stack. He'll be a fun one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and combine that with the fact that event is unlimited re-entry. So I mean, these guys are going to fire away. And then a few events down the road, we have the first ever mystery bounty tournament on the PokerGo Tour. It is a 15K buy-in PLO mystery bounty, so you're for sure going to want to be around for that one.
It's 14 million chips in play.
A lot of fun here at the PokerGo Studio for the PGT PLO Series.
So interestingly enough, Tollerene opened the last 2 hands, got it through the last time, is probably going to get it through this time.
Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan.
Duek on his left, like I said, getting reasonably short compared to the other 2 short stacks. Tollerene just reassuming the position of big stack, and when you're the big stack in PLO, you get to just punish and raise as much as you want. No one can really hurt you too much.
That's what you would lay?
Yeah. Like very unlikely, very unlikely, but not at all impossible.
It would take like a double knockout most likely at some point.
It would take like a double or just like a 3-way and then a 4, multiple
Heads up just has to be
pot.
like incredibly fast.
All right.
Like it's absurd.
I'll bet 10K. And 400. You want to lay 4 million to my 10K that it doesn't end in 20.
No, I want 4
He
million.
wants the 4 million.
I want to bet 10K to 4 million.
but then I could just make sure that doesn't happen.
Right, he just fucking uses all his time banks and you just fucking lose.
Buddy, we all go all in. We chop it up.
What if
We
you
only
win?
got so many time banks. We got 20 minutes.
There's many ways that Ben could just easily win that bet right when he makes it.
If Mickey had the stack he just had with 3 million, he would have opened that hand for sure.
Okay. These are 30 seconds each, and you have what, 8?
I gotta start using these.
4 minutes.
This has to be
I
a
don't
hand
think
good
that-
enough
even at
for
400, like-
Allan Lee to go with.
Assuming Ben's the one that gets.
Yeah, even if he gets, he's getting heads up every time. Never mind, I forgot about that.
Chino's just gonna
Although
give
it's
it
not
up.
400, it's probably like if you were doing it that way, it would be like lower for sure.
No, it would probably be higher because he's just going to fold every single thing possible while we're all going all in, and then he's going to get heads up and tank every street every single time until level.
Double. Check back king 8.
But assuming it was done with honor and no one was like 2 people were betting from outside the table, then I think 400s are probably pretty close to the right price. It's like not happening. We're not.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I think it's more.
Oh, less likely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying if with the knowledge that he has right now and he could just do all the things he wants to try and just win the bet immediately, like I think it's way, way more. Kidding me?
I'm saying if it was somebody who wasn't at the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Them being at this final table does hinder their ability to play in the knockouts. So if you enter a knockout tournament late, your stack size isn't as high as the average stack size, and you're the one being hunted instead of being the hunter if you get to start on time.
Yeah, for the bounty tournaments, that's when we usually see the most uniques showing up on time, as opposed to, you know, having more players that are willing to come in late. Because players know that the earlier they come in, the better the shot they have in a bounty format. So
Chino putting himself in a pretty tough spot here. Limps the button. Allan Lee calls from the small blind. Tollerene pots from the big blind. Chino with pretty bad kings. Almost no visibility post flop. Pretty much just hoping for a king or 2 4s or 2 3s.
Allan Lee gets out of the way there. So million in the middle. Tollerene versus Rheem. Rheem has position. 10-9-7.
This is the problem with naked kings like this. On a board such as this, you just have no idea where you're at in the hand based on ranges, and Tollerene can just punish you over and over by betting everything that he
I
has.
think I'm done. I'm just only calling him that now.
It's a good name.
300K. 30% pot from Tollerene.
And Chino's not thinking about just calling here. He's thinking about how much he would have to call on future streets from Tollerene, and there's no way he could continue with just a pair of kings. Big hand has been called out. I'm pretty sure I saw the Queen of Hearts exposed as the first card. Very, very big hand.
Ace Queen 10-9 with the Ace Queen of Hearts.
Nice hand. Very nice hand.
Tollerene definitely has the capability
Yeah, I
and
guess I
the
could be
knowledge to get a little out of line
I
in these
open each
spots.
pot and I just stick those kings right in your face.
But he's shown the propensity that he has it most of the time.
Things are breaking quite nicely here for Tollerene. He continues to stretch out a chip lead, and everyone else is bunching up closer and closer together. And that will be the ideal situation for him if he can just continue to trend up, and then everyone else just kind of stays the same and always goes further and further down.
We've seen Morris limp a lot of hands. It's interesting to try and figure out what his limping range is versus what his raising range is. Does he ever have the aces? I mean, like I was talking about earlier, Chino took a time bank the last time he had an actual decision with the ace-king hand. Does have aces and just immediately pots.
I think 1.1.
Probably giving away the strength of his hand.
Rheem makes it 450 to go here.
10 seconds.
Morris really wants to play for the win, but he knows that the other two stacks could go in at any time, which would mean a $25,000 ladder for him. We don't know his whole cards. I would assume there's something very reasonable that we do want to see a flop with. If he did have a strong hand that he limped under the gun, he would probably have repotted already. But let's see 3 cards.
Yeah, I don't think he's burning a time extension if he's got a hand that he ultimately wants to go with. You know, now burning 2 time extensions. So I think he's got that. You know, like last time it was what, King, Jack, 10. You know, he's got something like that. Queen, 10, 10, 8. You know, like in that realm where it feels like if I go to a flop for very cheap, I still got a decent amount of equity. I can smash a lot of boards and get the double up that way. I don't want to raise, get 3-bet, and have to commit my, you know, my chips, knowing that I'll likely be behind.
Right.
And he does just give it up there.
We also saw him limp the ace-jack 7-6 double suited.
I had these cards.
John Winner style.
Holy shit.
I think he said, I had these cards, which are probably referencing the ace and the king that were in Chino's hand, which is a very reasonable spot for Morris to limp under the gun.
Wondering if that means he could possibly had 2 kings? I don't know.
I don't think it's 2 kings.
If you'd like to take your poker game to the next level, check out Octopi Poker. OctopiPoker.ai is the URL. It is the home of the ultimate poker lab for anyone. Extremely accessible, very, very affordable. One of the best things about it is you can drill real spots from PGT final tables. Get inside the minds of the best players in the game. That's OctopiPoker.ai. Yeah, I mean, he must have had the ace-king.
It had to be ace-king. Maybe an ace-high suit in there. That's the second time Morris has run into aces from Chino. Holding ace-king very easily could have gone all in pre-flop, but saved his tournament life. Still has 13 big blinds. Tollerene could definitely do some damage here. 3 million chips from Chino. I mean, the power of the ace-king here is just so strong against someone who has very outwardly said, I'm waiting to listen, waiting until everyone else busts to ladder up. Does just call. It gives Morris a chance to come in with the big blind. He does have the least amount of equity, but he does have some connectivity. He does have a suit. We can see that it is live.
3 ways here to the Queen 8-3 rainbow board. Chino vaults into the lead here.
300.
Quick bet from him, 300K.
Roll them.
Oh.
Yeah, turn those cards over, buddy. This is your game.
Just that.
18.
And Tollerene letting Chino off, or letting him catch, you know? Like, he could have come with a 3-bet there for sure.
Yeah, it's not really too big of his stack. And I don't think if Chino, even if he does have the massive chip lead, is going to try and punish as much as Tollerene wants to do. But we just have such a strong hand. Chino didn't open the pot. It was only 2.5x. We have seen him just open for pot under the gun with aces before. There's a lot of reasons to use the power of this suited ace-king in Tollerene's spot in position to put pressure on Chino, one of the more ICM aware players at this table. Still deciding that he doesn't really want to try to abuse without some sort of ace in his hand, maybe some sort of king, blocking the hands that players to his left could 3-bet get it in with.
Duek comes with pot.
Tough
king,
spot for Chino.
King, queen, deuce. Chino's getting a count with the ace, jack, jack 4.
See, and once again, Chino's just kind of giving away the strength of his hand.
And Chino's going to go for this one here. He just pots it to 1.1 million. So he's telling Duek, you want to play for it all? Let's play for it all.
And Duek just said, I don't think I can fold here.
Me?
Yeah. See what happens if I double.
Okay. 1, 2, 2.5, 3.525. What's the? I don't. 1.1.
Duek would double into second place.
You get it.
Duek is, of course, thinking about the fact that Morris has fewer than 10 big blinds. Allan Lee is also shorter than him with 11 big blinds. So,
All right, we did just invest 350K into this pot. If we fold, we are the shortest stack. Is it worth gambling to put ourselves into the second place? And as we saw before, Duek was able to leverage his stack against the 3 shorter stacks on his left when Tollerene decided not to enter the pot.
Daddy loves you.
There's just so much upside here for Duek to gamble instead of folding to potentially outweight some pay jumps.
Leo, tell Uncle Mickey if he calls, he's probably gonna bust out.
The speech play.
What's the bet?
1.1.
I'm getting the sense that he's leaning fold.
I think so too. It's such a difficult spot in terms of ICM, but like I said, if we double up, we get to put so much more pressure on the remaining 3 at the table. He just knows that Chino is so tight.
Have this.
Let me see. Yeah, that's what I thought you had.
All right.
That's what I thought you had.
That's not dead yet.
I said that's what I thought you had when you were tanking like that.
Anybody else can fucking pile my hand into the fucking middle.
I think he's leaning fold, but he's trying to convince himself to call.
Leo, no matter what happens, Daddy loves you. He loves you so much.
Oh, we got chips in our hand.
How many do I have?
Closer to calling now.
I got enough. This is so dumb.
Mickey, why do you think I'm plugging this in the charger?
What?
I said, why? Listen, relax.
Just abandons his hand.
Chino's gonna go plug in his phone.
Must be Chino, bro.
What did you say?
I said I'm gonna plug something into the charger. Why do you think?
There's absolutely never a dull moment. Oh, and here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Kings are good. Call.
I mean, he didn't really go all in, but who cares at this point? The money's in.
Fold those kings, and I was.
And here we go.
I think I've ever
Everything
seen
Chino was
somebody show
doing
their
signified
hand
so
face
much
up,
strength
thinking
in
to
terms
fold
of
and turn
live
it back down,
tells.
but more time chips than jam.
I really like
yeah,
Mickey putting it in here. Yes, we can see he does have 63% equity, but there's just so much upside for him doubling up here instead of waiting for potential
The
jumps.
fact that I almost got him to fold, that's progress. That's accomplishments right there.
It's ICM.
Now you just need to.
I was really close to folding.
All right, Duek all in and at risk here. Ace King
Well, that's okay.
for
The same thing. with one
The
less
kings
out.
are good so far.
You put a queen up. 10. Or you know, that no side club is 50-50.
6 of spades
much you
on the
got?
turn.
Count it. Start counting.
1.35. I already know how much I have. I don't want to fucking count it.
1.35?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chino's going to need an
Well.
ace on the river. Old Barry Greenstein.
Send it.
Ace
Send it
on
this
the
way.
river. There it is.
Leo,
That's not just
Daddy
an
loves
ace.
you
That's
so
a
much.
one-outer. We saw the other ace
Mickey
folded
does
from
too.
Morris in the
Even
small
though we
blind.
got very, very lucky on him.
Uncle Mickey loves
Oh
you,
my
Leo.
gosh.
See?
Once again, Chino getting there on the river.
Sorry, buddy. GG, Mickey. Love you.
We lose Mickey Duek in 5th place, $76,700 for him.
Okay.
Chino doesn't love you, Jack. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Jack, don't listen
Chino
to him.
flies up
Leo, he's
to
lying.
more than
See,
5
that's
million in
why I'm gonna
chips.
be like, Leo, I can't wait for you to meet Jack. See?
Yeah, there you go.
I combine it. You see?
Good hit.
Wow.
I mean, Lee and
Oh, I
Morris
knew it was you
are
versus
very
me, but
happy
I didn't know it was for third.
with the extra $25,000 in their pocket.
At least.
But that was a hell of a call from Mickey Duek.
It's kind of fun. What up, Tommy?
What I'm talking. That was all Leo right there.
That was pretty sick.
I was pretty sick. I had an ace of clubs.
Really? Ooh.
Chino just one-outing people.
Yeah.
Final 4 players
At
are
least I believe I
guaranteed
did. All these hands are running together. It's hard to
$100,300.
remember. How much do you have? Do I have more or less than you?
I think I have 1 mil right now.
Exactly.
6. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. Yeah. And you're sitting on very close, huh?
Robert saying, that made me feel sick.
And I hit the big blind first.
Since you says, ouch. Fetty, wow.
How many
Yeah,
are we
that
gonna
was one heck of a river card. Scott, that was nasty.
What's the next
Christy,
big
that
one?
was crazy.
125 big.
Yes, it was.
Okay, that doesn't change.
Call.
This is gone. I have no more.
Morris,
That's,
no
challenge.
more, no more time banks.
10 seconds.
All right, let's see if we have.
We'll take turns.
Tough spot for Allan Lee. I think he's going to call here. I think reopening the action with an all-in might be a little too aggressive.
All right. This is way more important to us than it is to you, you jerk. Jack, Jack, where are you?
Bust me the next hand because it was 3 more hands and we actually got it done before the thing, the bet. Imagine happened.
3 ways here. Jack 4-4. Lee takes the lead. He's got ace jack in his hand. Tollerene also has a jack, but outkicked, of course, and Morris whiffs completely.
I don't think Tollerene's going to check. It's either bet small or, I mean, any sizing option is on the table because there's 900K in the middle, and both players have fewer than 900K left in their stack.
He comes with 100K, the minimum bet. Morris quickly calls. There will be no more tanking from Morris because he is out of time extension
5.
chips.
You?
10 seconds.
650 behind?
Comes with just a call here. 56% equity for Allan Lee with top pair, top kicker.
5 of spades on the turn. Clean for Allan Lee. He still has the best hands here.
Tollerene could have gotten a lot of information from the just betting 1 big blind. Both players calling. Do we think our Jack 10 no flush draw is good enough? No, we want to shut it down. And now this gives a chance for Morris on the river to make a full house with a 9 or an 8.
Checks around. Deuce of diamonds on the river. Check mark to Allan Lee if this one goes to showdown.
Do we have enough value to bet with top pair, top kicker here? There's no flush available. Some straights did get there, but probably not existent from the way the hand played.
10 seconds.
Is there value to be had, or do we check and try to get to showdown?
Time extension.
He knows that the pay jump of 25,000 is very significant. Does decide to not go all in, but 600K into 1.2 million, Tollerene with a decision here.
Tollerene quickly folds.
All right.
And we know Morris only has 30 seconds to make a decision.
Which is smart. No, we shouldn't have any Jack X unless it's Jack Jack.
Well,
Can't jam queens, kings, aces pre.
Lee knows he has the best hand now from the speech from Morris.
So it's just kings.
Time extension.
Show it.
Got him.
Oh, Jack was good.
Oh, Jack was good?
Yeah.
Not if I play. You're welcome.
Morris's hand hits the muck. Lee does show because they're always showing the winning hand if it goes to a flop.
Tollerene did get the free information
Yep.
that his hand was no good, that he did make the correct fold, saving the 575,000.
Wheel. I'm in trouble.
Now, one clear short stack. Arthur Morris under 6 big blinds.
Morris is going to need to find one of those double ups once again.
It's plenty.
He's had a couple already at this final table, but with 575K to work with.
Allan, you have over 2 million now?
Nah. This is 1.4.
He's got a lot more than
How
you.
much you playing, Ben?
1.7. I think.
I will give credit. Everyone knows at all times exactly how much is in each other's chip stack.
Correct.
Chino, once again, kings on the button with pretty bad side cards.
He limps. Lee checks, or sorry, Lee limps from the small blind. Tollerene checks his option. In the big
This
blind,
is the last hand?
No.
3 ways.
I'm big blind in the
Really?
last one. Yeah, bro.
Jack 9 deuce,
matters.
That
rainbow.
hand took a
Wow,
long
what a
time.
flop for
Well, yeah.
Allan Lee here.
I didn't mean it like that.
Set of
man.
9s for Lee, and he's going to
I
lead.
burned all my time chips.
Shit.
200K. Tollerene's out of the way. Chino probably going to peel one at least. Oh,
Show
it.
no, look at that.
It's
Well-
so
well
hard
done.
with the visibility of kings here.
Set of 9s.
7 of 9s.
I thought he was probably going to peel one full turn.
Now that I got 50. Yeah. What? Yeah.
But well done from Chino
I
there.
leave it in my pot. I should just open it.
I'm
Take
folding.
it.
Yeah,
Huh?
you raised that fold.
I understand. And then Ben might just throw in and be called. He definitely check folds flop.
Morris in the big blind now.
This is the last hand,
200K
correct?
of his 575 already in the middle.
And you got 400 behind?
Yeah. I have through ticket is 475.
Okay.
So even if you pot it, I can still have chips left.
Okay.
Always a silver lining.
350.
10 seconds.
Can Morris find something? 9443. Gross.
We're on break.
Yeah, 10 minutes break.
I had one over and it was an ace. It was dead.
I don't know.
375.
Short break here, but just a commercial break for us.
Want to play online poker for free? With Play Poker Go, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, Play Poker Go lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore Play Poker Go on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
And we're back. Here's a look at the final four as they stand. Arthur Morris has a whole heck of a lot of work to do, $375K for him. Ben Tollerene is up on top, just over $7 million. Chino Rheem, Allan Lee, bunched in the middle. The current leaderboard is presented by Play Poker Go, the home of free online poker. Find it on web, iOS, and Android, playpokergo.com.
Good luck.
These final four players are guaranteed $100,000. Next pay jump gets them up to almost 130. Then it's 183. And the winner's going to take home $295K. Nice hand here. Ace, ace, 9-9 double suited for Allan Lee.
It's a little bit awkward with how short Morris is off of 3 big blinds. We have seen Allan Lee open to 2.5x most of the time.
All in?
All in.
Morris finds a hand that he's very happy to go with. Unfortunately for him, he is going to run into the aces of Allan Lee.
Morris calling all in here from the small blind for $375,000. Now Chino knows that if he calls, it closes the action.
Wait, I got to call 450, right?
Wasn't sure what you're doing.
Time extension.
Now he's going to rethink it.
Okay.
Yes, Chino, you do have to call the amount of the original raise, which is $450K from Allan Lee. All right, he makes the call.
You got 150 on the side.
I'm going to cheat. I'm going to show Ben my hand because
Going to be a small side pot here of $150K between
we're sweating
Chino
for,
Rheem
buddy.
and Allan Lee. Arthur Morris will be all in for the main pot. Could triple up and then some. 9-6-3 rainbow.
The
Top
nines have
set.
been really good for Allan Lee's last couple of hands.
Yep.
How much is in the middle?
Top set for Allan Lee here.
I expect him to just go super small.
900.
Oh, he does decide to just stick it all in there. It's really hard for him to get value from anything.
Oh, okay. That's more fair.
Yeah, you're like.
Lee's bet
I
folds
know I'm
out
probably
Chino
supposed to fold,
Rheem.
but I had ace, queen,
Lee
jack,
collects
five,
the
with
150K
fucking
side pot,
three
and now
diamonds in
he's
my
left to
But no
try and
spade there.
eliminate
No.
Arthur Morris,
The
which
ace of clubs.
he is in great shape
I
to
had
do.
ace of clubs, queen, jack, 5 of diamonds. That was my fucking hand. I guess it's fold. I don't know.
Flying call.
I don't know.
You get to lock.
7 of spades on the turn.
I had 0.
I mean, if you're
Flush
going to
draw
ask
now.
for a turn card, that's
Jack
pretty
suited
good turn card for Arthur Morris.
Looking for a
folded 4.
spade, he's looking for a
Ben's
king.
sweating me.
Well, he folded 4.
But he's still sweating.
Okay.
Can't pair the board, of course.
GG, friends.
5 of hearts on the river, and that's going to do it for Arthur Morris. His second final table of the PGT PLO Series results in a 4th place finish here in event number 4. He's going to take home $100,300.
2 final tables and 3 cashes out of 4 events is quite strong.
Yes, very good start to the series for
75.
Arthur Morris, and he'll be firing away in everything else as we go. Probably going to walk across the hallway and hop into
know, I was
event
like-
number 5.
4.5.
Ben Tollerene
I
still
was
up
thinking,
on
I was
top
like,
here,
okay.
7,050,000.
like,
Chino Rheem second,
whatever.
4.55. Allan Lee rounds out the top 3 with 3.1. The players are guaranteed
I was thinking 2 hands against one to
$129,800.
to ladder.
4, 4, 6, 7 mil over there.
Ben, are you
About
good,
a
brother? Is there anything we can
$53,000
do? 'Cause I
pay
feel
jump
like
is
you're
what they're on
uncomfortable
right
with your
now.
hand on your face. Genuinely.
10 seconds.
I'm good, man. I gotta just deal with it.
Call. Check.
How much you got? I don't even know.
2.5.
Without any clear short stacks here, we should see these players just playing to try to accumulate as many chips to try and eventually win the tournament.
Check.
Check. Check.
Lee has nothing but 9 high. Chino, pair of kings. Does Lee want to bet something to try and take away this pot?
King.
Checks down. King shown from Rheem as the winner.
You have, what'd you say?
He has to count his stack every other hand.
7 and change.
2.7, I have 4.6, and Ben has the rest.
Probably has 7 mil. 1, 2, 3, 4.6.
I'm like 6.6.
2.7, 20. 22 bigs.
Unless we see two big hands, I don't really foresee a massive confrontation. I see a lot of small ball, limp check, kind of try to maneuver post flop. Tollerene still with the best position at the table with his giant chip stack.
10 seconds.
Check.
Queen 8-8. Don't know Tollerene's hand right now. We do know Allan Lee's, and he's got 2 pair. Check, check, 9 on the turn.
Check.
Yeah, Lee is just still trying to get his hand to showdown. He wants to be pretty confident that he has the best hand before putting any chips in the middle. Kind of a scary card, I guess. I mean, we still just want to get to showdown with our pair of queens. Flushes get there, straights get there. Facing 3 checks, our opponent has shown weakness throughout the hand. Maybe they're just trying to get to cheap showdown, so betting something seems reasonable. 275,000. Very easy to represent a lot of things on this board from Tollerene's position. There's some part of me that wants Lee to turn his hand into a bluff. Maybe he could pretty easily represent queen, 4 queens full that just decided to check it down, but he doesn't seem like he has that gear in his arsenal. Tollerene rivers the full house.
I don't know.
Up to you. I don't care.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to. It's up to you guys.
Yeah,
Arthur Morris and Mickey Duek gonna feel God.
Yeah.
They bust out and they stop showing.
extra stuff to think about.
I can't even see the number. Where we at? One what?
129.8.
No.
For third?
Yeah. One.
I think so. 129.
Yeah.
129.
For third, right? Second, 182.
Second is the 18.
All right.
182 to 900. The first is 29.5.
Raise 350.
350 on the button from Allan Lee.
We have seen that to be his standard opening size. Tollerene, not a terrible hand. Some connectivity suited.
Fold.
Time extension.
Chino might need to come out of his shell a little bit now that we've gotten so much shorter in terms of players.
Could you scan in that box for this one? Thank you. After this one,
Okay.
Queen, Jack, 6 with a couple of clubs.
All in all, pretty good flop for Chino. Top pair, open ender.
Check, check, 7 of clubs turn.
check.
We shouldn't be too afraid of flushes. Lee does come with some sizing, bet sizing 350 into 900.
Glad you didn't bet that on the turn. I mean on the flop. I feel like I said 350. Nice hand.
Much easier bet on the turn than on the flop. The equities run so much further apart if one party has a flush and one party does not.
Wow, if we're yeah, okay. Yeah, this might take a minute, boys.
Yeah, I saw one of the blinds go lower, but it is now.
Might take a minute. Might be like too late to hop in that battle. What level is it up? Paul, what level is it over there?
In.
What level is it over there?
They're on the tail end of level 3 right now.
3. Level 4 is what? Lines.
15, 25.
Same start stack, 125, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Call. Check.
Two mediocre hands. Obviously, just limp and check is very standard here.
Check. Check.
Chino turning 2 pair.
Couple checks from Lee, but doesn't find anything.
2 pair.
2 pair.
Yeah, when you don't have a player like Jesse Lonis at the table, things tend to kind of slow down. People play more
it's
methodically.
also not a bounty, you know.
True. True. People are
Just trying to block the light
I
out.
know, brother. I know.
Trying to go hoodie mode on you guys.
double suited with a pair. I would expect a call.
Tollerene finds Queen 10, 10, 7 with the suit here.
Still has the ability to apply pressure.
Raise 375.
Does exercise that option.
Full pot from Tollerene, 375K.
10 seconds.
Call.
Lee is in there.
Yeah, double suited with a pair. SPR going to this flop of 3.5.
998 with a couple of hearts.
Check.
Nines continue to be hot for Lee
Yeah.
once again.
3 nines again. Flopped for Lee. He does only have 60% equity here. Tollerene with the overpair. And the open-ender backdoor diamonds.
Yeah,
Very
Tollerene
incentivized to bet here.
has enough of a hand here. He's wrapped around it nicely that he does come with a bet, 200K. Lee calls.
The ace does give more outs to Tollerene with the flush draw. He can very credibly represent an ace in this spot, and I expect him to bet more often than check. Unless he deems that his tens are worthy of showdown, maybe he checks back, tries to make a straight or a flush. Does decide to check it back.
Deuce of diamonds comes in on the end. Tollerene backs into a diamond flush. Vaulting ahead of the 3 nines for Lee.
Check.
Lee checks. Now it's just going to be a matter of sizing for Tollerene. How much does he want to ask for here?
Spots are always so tricky. We don't know exactly what we're targeting. He does go with a pretty meaty sized bet over a half pot.
650K here. And it's always extra tricky if you're in the seat of Allan Lee because you know Tollerene is a supremely capable player. If anyone's going to find bluffs in PLO, it's probably going to be Ben Tollerene.
Yeah, I agree. I also believe that Tollerene could find value here that 3 nines does beat. So I think Allan Lee is very incentivized to pay this off. With his 3 nines, we can definitely beat a hand like ace, king, queen. You know, king of diamonds blocking the flush, queen of diamonds blocking the flush.
And those hands can certainly be in the range of Tollerene. Again, he did raise after Allan Lee limped in the small blind. So
yes,
he can have those high connected Broadway type of hands that contain an ace for sure.
Check back on the turn with top pair of aces. Go for some pretty thin value on the river. Wow.
And that is a lot of discipline there from Lee. Putting those 3 nines in the muck. Saves himself 650K on the end. Very well done by him. Let's take a look at a road to the championship, the PGT $1 Million Championship. That is, the top 40 players on the season-long leaderboard will qualify for the championship. $1 Million prize pool on offer. You out there, the fans, the viewers, you guys can win a seat. Head on over to pgt.com/dream-seat to see all of the different ways that you could win in to the PGT $1 Million Championship, and there are a bunch of different ways that offer free pathways, free opportunities to win a seat in that $1 Million free
You gotta
roll.
beat Uncle Ben. we gotta get the goblin.
Lee limping in here on the button, 10-9-9-6.
Yeah, just to reiterate, that fold with 3 nines was world class. Preserving his stack size, he does still have 20 big blinds.
Tollerene calls from the small blind. Chino Rheem checks his option. All 3 players here active on the Queen Jack 4 flop.
Check. Check.
Pretty good flop for Lee, all things considered. He's open-ended. He has diamonds. Tollerene is also open-ended to a higher straight.
225.
Chino Rheem whiffed entirely over there. The bet is 225 from Lee.
expect Tollerene to come with a call here. We just have so much equity against almost everything, open-ender to the nuts, and a pair on the bottom end.
Call.
Chino's out of there.
Deuce of hearts on the turn. Second flush draw is now present. Tollerene makes 2 pair, 4s and deuces.
Yeah, note the equity. Straight 50-50 coin flip.
Check, check, and the king comes home. That gives Lee a king high straight. It gives Tollerene a better 2 pair than he already had. Now he's got kings and 4s.
Is there value to be had with kings and 4s? Everything else missed. Diamonds missed. We don't block any diamonds. We might be able to get some value from lesser 2 pair. Does decide to check. And what sizing is Lee going to come with here, knowing that he has the best hand?
$575K is the bet. Now it's going to be Ben Tollerene's turn to try and find a tough fold.
10 seconds.
Yeah, if players are making these folds, I would just be so impressed at.
Number 2.
Tollerene pays it off. Lee's going to show him the 10-9 for the king high straight. And that is good. And that's a pretty good sized pot there for Allan Lee.
What am I, small blind?
Lee collects those chips and moves up over 3.6 million. Tollerene knocked back below 7 million.
Yeah. Leo, they gonna make daddy work for it. But that's okay. That's what we came here for. I miss you, buddy.
Playable in some capacity for Tollerene here on the button. We still do have the biggest stack. Opts to call. Chino with a pair of 3s and a suited ace.
10 seconds.
Check. Check.
Still a bunch of nothing for people from what we can see.
Check. Check.
Chino picking up a pair of aces. We can pretty reasonably assume that he has the best hand here. Lee checking a second time. Tollerene did not raise this pot pre-flop.
Check.
Also decides to take his hand to showdown.
Check.
If Lee can find a bet, he might win this pot. If he can find 2 pair in his hand and take it to showdown, he could also win this hand.
200.
Lee's going to come with 200K here, 40% pot. Tollerene's out of the way quickly, and let's see if Rheem wants to pay it off. Could very well be a straight in there for Allan Lee. Maybe some 2 pair type of hands. But either way, Rheem's out of there pretty quickly, and back-to-back pots for Allan Lee as he tries to get up over 4 million.
We have seen these players make some big hands, but they're still very much inclined to just play small ball poker against each other, try to leverage their skills post flop. Tollerene still with the chip lead, although the other two players have climbed up closer. Players are very content to just call, take these pots 3 ways.
Call.
No one really has much of anything. Equities obviously running very close.
We're just going to play a bunch of 3-way pots, you know, check to the river.
Yeah, see who
Take
wins.
4 minutes per hand.
Right.
And, you know.
Sometimes that's what PLO...
Riveting stuff. No, I get it. I mean, that's just how poker tournaments are at times. It's not a big deal.
I mean, there's some equity here. Everyone has a little bit of something. Lee has top 2. Tollerene has a flush draw. Rheem has 1 pair. Rheem's out of there with his bottom pair. Now only 60%, 63% equity here. Facing a small bet.
10 seconds. Call.
Comes
Does
along.
call.
Yep.
He is still out of position against Tollerene. And even with the 3 9s, as we just saw, just very happy to play passive and let his opponent dictate the action.
7 of hearts on the turn. You can see Lee's equity is now up over 80%.
Tollerene does have the 8 of diamonds, which is a very key card in this hand, especially on this board. With the 5, 6, 7, the 8's working to block the 8, 9 straight, the 4, 8 straight. He does still have the diamond draw. Can we represent a straight with the 8 of diamonds in our hand? Looks like he is going for it. Big bet, 600K into 850, putting Allan Lee in quite a tough spot. We do have the 9 in our hand, which blocks the 8, 9 straight. Still with the 10s and 6s, but no out to improve our hand, except for an 8 on the river, giving us a straight. $3.6 million in our stack behind. Is it worth 600K? We can see he does have a stranglehold on this hand with 81% equity. All he needs to do is fade a diamond. Does call.
Five of hearts here pairs the board on the end. Check mark to Allan Lee. But of course, you have to get to showdown still, and you are up against Ben Tollerene.
2 million in the middle, 3 million in Lee's stack. Tollerene could really put him to the test here with a large bet. He still bet all of his straight combinations for value. Does decide to just give it up on the board pair on the end.
Allan Lee tables the winner, 10s and 6s. And just like that, Allan Lee has won 3 pots in quick succession. He's up over 5 million. He moves ahead of Chino Rheem and very much closes the gap with Ben Tollerene. Tollerene started the day as the chip leader. He's never given up the top spot. He had up over 7 million at one point, but it's been all Allan Lee in the last 20, 25 minutes or so.
5.5.
Everybody's pretty even.
I have less. I have less.
Average is, like 4.5.
I have almost close to 4.
Close to 3. Oh. Yeah.
10 seconds.
All right, here's what I like to see. Finally a raise on the button. Chino very playable. Queen, queen, 9, no suits.
10 seconds.
Lee can finally use his chip stack to his advantage here, knowing that he covers Chino.
Oh. Check.
Well, he does have aces and the nut flush draw here.
Check, check. Check.
That card might save Chino a bunch of chips if Lee decides to put pressure on with his exact hand.
3.
Aces with spades.
Aces with
Yeah, just
spades?
everything.
That's it?
New chip leader, Allan Lee.
Fucking live?
Had aces in the like 5 times today.
That was live.
4.
That was live.
Who is it the other day that had
Good
aces
time,
7 times?
Key win.
Key win, yeah. Key win. Suited Superman.
Yep.
In like 30 hands or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy. See, now I can prove that I have watched the other final tables. Even though I wasn't in the booth for them, I still watch everything. The last hand was nuts. Getting it in 3 ways and winning the title from it.
Of course. Ace Jack 7-6 here for Tollerene on the button. There's the raise. 325.
Very defendable hand from Allan Lee.
8854 for him, and he's in there. So heads up against Tollerene. Lee is out of position. Ace 9-5. Couple of diamonds.
Check.
More deliberate players here left for sure. Chino has been playing the fastest.
225.
Does come with small quarter-sized pot bets. Very credibly representing the ace that he does have.
We might play a big one if I see those 3. If I see those 3 come out. Or maybe, unless you had nothing. If you had nothing, then we're not playing a big one.
Chino, always something to say.
Yep, he's always
Yeah,
always
something.
Captain Hindsight, that's for sure. Chino had the ace 9-7-7, so he would have flopped top 2 pair.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Thanks. Yeah.
Can't win if you don't play.
And now we made it 3-handed.
Allan, what's your last name? Lee? L-E? You have a bunch of, you have some bracelets and stuff from PLO tourneys?
Just 1 bracelet. It was a mix Omaha.
But his brother, that's his brother, Tommy Lee,
Okay.
who has the bracelets also.
I always see a Lee in the top chip counts.
Yeah, that's their brothers. Tommy, right? Sorry.
Time extension.
No.
The legend, Tommy Lee.
Yeah, one of the true
Lee
end bosses
family.
of PLO.
Call.
Interesting choice of hand here for Tollerene to try and put the pressure on. He does have the chip lead once again. In position. I wonder if he gets notice of Lee folding the trip 9s on the river, if that's going to change his approach being in position. Lee flopping the best hand with the ace. Still going to play cautiously. He did just call pre and then call pre again against Tollerene's isolation raise. Tollerene, not really much to work with here. Only has 11% equity. Lee only has one pair.
Yeah, but Tollerene just going to represent the ace-high texture here.
Call.
Check call from Lee, understandable so far. Now let's see if Tollerene wants to continue to put pressure on.
Check.
2 pair now for Lee on the turn.
Very welcome sight for Lee. Pretty confident he has the best hand here. Does Tollerene want to continue with his story? We only have the 8 of hearts, unblocking some flush draws, checks it back.
10 of clubs completes the board.
It's actually a very interesting card, having 2 8s in Tollerene's hand. We could
Check.
represent 8-9, but I don't think Allan Lee is going to be folding to any sizing here with top 2 pair.
And he's also got the queen to block
True.
the king-queen, you know, so blocking both the possible straights out there.
A lot of his straight combinations would play this way.
10 seconds.
Very large bet.
1.1 million.
And as we've seen in the past, Allan Lee has made pretty big folds.
How much is in the middle?
1.425.
10 seconds.
I'm not sure he could find the fold with this one. It's much less clear that his opponent could have straights than the last time we saw him make a big fold. He made a flush on the river.
Time extension.
He is running out of those time extension chips. We have no blockers to any of the straights, just bare top 2 pair. Going through, would Tollerene check back a hand like King Queen here on the turn? Would Tollerene check back a hand that included 8-9 here? The answer to both those questions is yes.
10 seconds.
All right, I'll make a big lead.
Big laydown indeed.
Got him.
Tollerene gets the bluff through.
Would you vote?
Pretty good hand.
Aces up. Better than aces up?
And Tollerene stretches that chip lead
Y'all want
right
to
back
flip?
out. 6.7 million for
Ben,
him.
let's just all flip and then hop into the bounty. No? You don't want to do that?
I'm hoping I get to play heads up at some point.
Same. Same. If you're wondering, I have 3.3 right here.
10 seconds.
It is really impressive still to see the discipline, even though
Check.
he's folded twice. He was wrong once and right once. It's still quite impressive to show such discipline in these really, really tough spots.
Jack, Jack 9 here with a couple of clubs. Tollerene limped from the small blind. Rheem checked his option.
125.
125 minimum bet from Ben.
Call.
Chino flicks in the call. I feel like the players have stopped showing their cards to the reader, so
It looks like they're in the box. I guess
we'll,
it's
we'll
just-
do what I can. Yeah, well, you can't stack them. You got to fan them out.
I see.
Right, so the players are just forgetting to do that, but no big deal. Some mystery hands. We'll figure it out. Ace of spades here on the turn. 625 in the pot. Tollerene first act.
10 seconds.
He's
Yeah.
reaching.
Another good card to represent from Tollerene's spot. He knows how tight Chino has been.
Cool.
Snap call from Chino.
Ace of hearts on the river.
A lot of hands missed. Flush draws, straight draws, pair of nines, probably no good anymore. A lot of hands that we can get to fold in Chino's shoes. We can definitely represent an ace that plays this way.
Check.
Decides to give it up.
Rheem looking like he's about to check back. Now he's looking like he's gonna bet. Okay.
10 seconds.
Pretty small. 375.
Is Tollerene calculating some sort of bluff in this spot? You know, make it 1.2 million. See if we can get Chino to fold something that missed. Just decides to lay it down. Doesn't want to continue his story.
I would prefer you just pot river and I just call, not knowing if you have it or not, but most likely win with the full house.
Chino announcing full house.
That I flop. No jack though. 9-9. Good fold.
I couldn't beat much.
I understand.
I could beat a couple things.
Right. Queen 10-8, maybe shit, but I need maybe a different river. And you blast, or you're just done. I don't know.
I think there were a couple rivers.
Yeah. I might fold to a jack. Probably not, but that one would make me be like, fuck.
False.
3.5, 4 mil.
Me?
Yeah, check.
Check.
Yeah.
I'm about the same.
3.9.
Ace queen 9 with hearts.
Check.
And not too much for either player.
Check, check. Jack of hearts on the turn. Chino makes a set of jacks. Comes with 125. Lee gives it up.
Set. Let's just, no, maybe you don't want it.
Chino's still trying to wheel and deal over here.
Flip to get to heads up. Is that what you're thinking?
If you want to dabble in the online poker streets, know that you can do so for free with Play Poker Go. Deal yourself in at playpokergo.com. Available on web, or you can find it in the App Store or on Google Play. playpokergo.com. Got my URLs backward, excuse me. Fun and free online poker, MTTs, sit and goes, and ring games all available today. I'm usually in there every single day, just so everyone knows. So if you see the screen name Brosco, that's me, firing away.
What's a Brosco?
Donnie Brasco, the movie
Oh.
about the FBI informant
Raise 450.
in the mafia.
Hmm.
I don't remember when the movie came out, 90s maybe? I don't know. But they, in middle school, they started calling me that. So
I
then I
see.
just,
10 seconds.
I just use it for you know, different online poker screen names and whatnot.
Sounds like a reasonable thing. Chino actually finding a raise here on the button, double suited jacks,
10 seconds.
all the way up to pot. Takes it down. Lee also had a double suited hand in the small blind, decided not to tango with Chino out of position.
150.
Right now or next hand? Right
This,
Next hand is
next.
next hand. The blinds are up. No. Oh, now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lucky in the chat asking who here has played a
Got 'em.
PLO tournament.
Got him.
Okay.
Super saying who here hasn't played a PLO tournament. That's more like it, baby. Come
there
on.
you go.
I've played a few myself. I enjoy them.
I
And
do
I
too.
always tell myself I'm going to get more into it. But then I just never do.
Yeah, I think
But I should.
actually PLO tournaments are my favorite tournament format. I play online PLO cash games, but I much prefer the tournament format. Double suited queens here for Tollerene. We have increased the blinds, 75, 150. Not much here to work with from Chino. Jack 10, 9 deuce, rainbow.
10 seconds.
In the muck it goes.
Take it, Goblin. Take it. Eat. Goblin gets a snack. You get a snack. You get a snack.
Does Clyde deal this table?
I don't know. No. Shout out to Clyde.
You would love to.
Aces for Chino.
Raise 450.
No takers.
They're there.
10 seconds.
Like I said, I think it's going to take some sort of big confrontation for us to lose a player from this point. We need the blinds to go up a little quicker. Everything's either limp three ways
It's a lot of
or
grinding. A lot of grinding.
raise and take it.
We just kind of need a nice little three-way, or two of us just need to clash and just proceed with this part of our journey. Gentlemen,
Chino's talking a big game, but he's going to be the
or
one
maybe
holding
we just
aces when they
stop
clash.
trying to force shit.
Well, the thing is,
Let
the
whatever
more
happens
Chino
happen. What do you think about
brings
that,
this
David?
up, the more I get
You know
the
what I
sense
think? I
that
think I'm on the button.
he'll be
And
the
I
one
think
to grow
that
impatient.
I love my son.
You know,
I miss him.
he's
That could
already
be true.
mentioned a couple times getting into the bounty tournament.
Leo, I love
He
you.
keeps kind of mentioning how it's, you know, been a pretty slow grind here three-handed, which it has been, yes, but it certainly seems like Allan, Lee, and Ben Tollerene are perfectly fine grinding this out, you know,
They're definitely not going to
just
not
nice
gonna
and
get
slow.
impatient.
So You know, Chino's kind of, he's playing a bit faster, which he does all the time. You know, but he's making the comments and whatnot. So, you know, if anyone gets a little kind of loosey-goosey or leans to gamble it up a little bit more, my money would be on Chino in that regard. Card Sharp with the $5 donation said, which commentator runs better in cash games? The answer is Kevin, because I don't play cash games.
The guy who plays poker for a living. It has to be me.
Well, you play cash games. I don't.
I do. It's true. Although
I've probably played 500 hands of cash game between online and live in the last 3 years.
that's not a lot.
No, it's nothing.
It's very easy to play 500 in one night if you play online.
Nuts.
I like six tabling, small stakes PLO on,
yeah,
on
King 10.
WSOP.
What do you guys prefer out there in the chats? PokerGo chat, YouTube chat. Do you guys prefer cash games or tournaments? I'll fully admit I have gotten bit 17,000 times by the tournament bug, and I'm not giving it up until I win a damn trophy, which could never happen, so I might never give it up. I'm just going to be broke.
I've tried to help. I've bought a couple pieces.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, you know? It's certainly not easy. It's not glamorous. I don't know how a lot of people do it.
You have to be lucky, but I definitely can qualify as lucky.
I started the with 4.
Card Sharp, another $5 donation, says, which commentator runs better in life? Wow. And that's probably up for debate.
Yeah, 4-1.
I don't know. You got a pretty beautiful family.
Listen, you live a pretty good life over there.
I can't complain. That's for sure.
Every time I see you, you're smiling ear to ear. So I feel like your life is good.
I have the best girlfriend in the world, and
there you go. And you don't have kids.
Don't
I have
have
kids,
kids,
so therefore
right.
your life is better than mine. I went to bed at 1:30 a.m. last night, finishing up doing some of the social media work for this series, and had my daughter waking me up at 5 in the morning, climbing into my bed,
almost the time I went to bed,
yelling about how she needs water, and I had to get her water.
I think I went to bed at like
water.
4 o'clock in the morning. I watched the PLO stream from last night on PokerGo. I watched some of the Hustler Casino. I played a little bit online. And yeah, I was up until like 4 a.m.
We have a little more.
We live in Vegas. We live in a city where most people can only vacation once or twice in their life. You know, some of the best food in the world out here. Obviously, I get to play poker for a living. I get to do commentary for some of the highest stakes tournaments that exist. I have no complaints about life.
There you go. Russell, what are you saying no for? What are you telling me no for? Huh? Huh?
I wonder where the clash is going to start.
It's going to be you, Chino. 1,000%.
I don't know, man. I still think Chino's the tightest out of these three.
Yeah, he's the tightest, but he's going to do one of those F-it calls.
That's
what he's going to do. There's no way Ben Tollerene or Allan Lee are making an F-it call.
No,
okay, no shot.
Chance. No chance.
10 seconds.
Oh, I was dissing on having kids. Russell, I just joke with it. The kids are the best part.
Me too.
Kids are one of those things where you complain about them a lot, but then you also would never give them up in a million years. So it's just, you know, that's just what you do. Just it's kind of like poker.
You gotta hit us
You
all.
bitch and complain about the
give
bad
us
beats
all,
the time. We're always showing up to the
that's
next
whenever you
tournament, the
draw.
next game. It doesn't matter.
Yep, exactly.
Like, you know, that's just how it is. The good far outweighs the bad. But we just like to, you know, emphasize the bad because it's more fun.
We might see a confrontation here.
See, Stocky gets it. He says, take mine if you want them. He understands. All right, 3 ways here. Let's go. Back to the action.
This is the actual hand.
775 out there. Paired board. Jack 6-3. Jack 3 hearts. 2 players have a jack.
All right. Didn't hit
Rheem
him.
and Tollerene. Lee's out of the way.
Call.
Tollerene makes the call.
Oh boy.
Pot approaching 1 million.
10 seconds.
King of spades on the river. Rheem has the best hand with his queen kicker.
Check.
Tollerene just going to take his Jack 10 to showdown here. Does he think he can bluff Chino off of some sort of flush that doesn't want to bet itself for value? Obviously, if he could see the hands here, he would fire something big into the middle. He's going to check and take his hand to showdown.
Queen.
That's good.
Got
He
him.
does check back, and the queen is going to play for Chino Rheem. Nice pot for Chino Rheem, and he's going to move up into the chip lead with that pot. Slightly ahead of Ben Tollerene, but ahead nonetheless. If you guys want a discount, head on over to shop.pokergo.com. Use the promo code or the discount code PGT10 to get 10% off everything in the store. Well, everything other than the electronic products.
Both Donnie and I are wearing the same hoodie, and I've come to really enjoy this hoodie. It's the PGT hoodie. It
Yeah,
is.
the PGT full zip. I believe this is part of the new Go Leisure line that we have in the shop. So check it out, shop.pokergo.com.
I like the ventilation in the back.
Yeah.
The sleeve length is long enough for me. I'm a taller guy. I like the material. It's very comfy. Doesn't bunch up in the front like a lot of other hoodies. Zippered pockets, obviously, for poker players.
525.
Chino coming out with a pot size raise on the button. Maybe trying to influence a big clash here. But I think even without the graphics, Chino has a hand that he's pretty confident with. Nothing from Tollerene. He's still in the tank. Does let it go. Pretty good Badoogie, but not a good PLO hand.
King Jack 10 deuce with a suit for Ben Tollerene. Comes with 450K from the small blind. Queen, queen, 10-8 double suited for Chino Rheem. He's certainly going to play this one.
4.8 behind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
10 seconds.
Could the prophecy come true this hand? Double suited queens with connectedness.
450, right?
What's it
Rheem
going to
makes the
take to
call.
play a big one?
Ace 7-5. Nut flush draw for Tollerene. Rheem certainly does not like to see the presence of that ace on the flop.
And we have no spades in our hand as Rheem. We see the equities are stone 50-50. Tollerene giving credit to Chino for calling. Potentially has that ace in his hand.
Check, check. 5 of hearts, pairing the board on the turn. Is Tollerene able to continue here at all and start bluffing, or is he just kind of too handcuffed by this board texture?
I think it all just depends on what exactly we think of Chino's range and him calling pre-flop. With these checks, we're very much giving him credit for having an ace. If Chino checks back a second time, we could probably get away with bluffing the river if something misses, or if we catch a spade, we can very easily value bets. Like this spot just seems like a no-brainer bluff for Tollerene in this spot.
Does go check, check again. Another 7 on the board.
We'd definitely be targeting.
I could have made that pot a lot bigger.
Kings with spades.
No, I didn't have that.
Let's see how much I got. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Leo, I miss you. Daddy misses you, buddy.
I'm gonna get down to this number. 3.
10 seconds.
5.
We have seen Tollerene pull off some pretty awesome bluffs at this final table. Really the only one that's been going for it in terms of using blockers or blocker qualities, kind of sensing where he's at in the hand and using that to his advantage.
8-7-4 here. Rheem and Lee. Check, check. Deuce on the turn. This is a second heart.
Flush draw on a pair for Lee. Chino has checked twice, not really showing too much interest in this hand. Queen on the river, giving Lee queens up. Definitely enough to go for value here.
$225.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. Leo.
All right, let's take a look at the season-long PGT leaderboard presented by Play Poker Go. Joey Weissman remains up on top, 907 points. Kristen Foxen in second, Eric Blair, Nick Schulman, Michael Monchek round out the top 5. Daniel Negreanu, after winning yesterday's event here at the PGT PLO Series, he's just outside the top 5. He's currently in 6th place. You guys can see the full leaderboard over at pgt.com, pgt.com/leaderboard, or just head on over to pgt.com and hit the little leaderboard button up at the top of the page.
Quick walk. Oh, yeah, that is on me.
He straddles.
No, oh shoot, sorry. I thought the button was going to move again. There's going to be blood at 100, 200.
Huh?
100, 200.
Next?
Yeah. There, someone will get knocked out.
What level are they on over there?
They're probably starting like 5. You can get in there.
How much you get per bounty?
Start with 2K.
few hours. It's a bounty.
10 seconds.
Pretty nice looking hand from Lee here on the button. Bumps it up to 400.
How much you got?
3.4 behind.
Seconds.
Chino calling out of the big blinds. Really good flop for Allan Lee. Chino with nothing except the king of clubs blocker. 90% stranglehold on this hand. Bet and a snap fold.
Yeah, quick fold there from Chino. Not going to get cute with anything. And now it's
Be all right with you guys
Rheem
following
and
the
Lee.
bathroom.
Totally fine.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll
Virtually
just keep playing.
Take
Rheem
your
and Lee
time.
virtually tied. Ben Tollerene's
2 minute
gonna
quick break.
duck out
You
to
just
the
let
bathroom
just let the
quickly.
clock run. I'd rather just. You just let it run. Let it run.
Want to play online poker for free? With Play Poker Go, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, Play Poker Go lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore Play Poker Go on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
And we're back. Event number 4 of the PGT PLO Series. 3-handed. The players are guaranteed just shy of $130,000. Ben Tollerene on your left in the green hoodie. He is the current chip leader with $5,725,000. Chino Rheem and Allan Lee are his opponents. Chino in second place, $4.525 million. That's Chino right there. Allan Lee right there with the Dodgers hat. Right behind Rheem on the leaderboard, $4.45 million for Lee. My name is Donnie Peters. I got Kevin Gerhart alongside me. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in, whether you are watching on PokerGo, on the PokerGo YouTube channel, on Twitter, or elsewhere. We appreciate you guys from tuning in on this fine Saturday afternoon as we close out March.
Chino is going to win this hand if it gets to showdown with his pair of 4s. Tons of opportunity to put in chips and take it away from Allan Lee, but just decides to take his equity all the way to showdown with ace high.
Are you gonna play the bounty after?
Huh? I don't know. I didn't decide yet.
So you.
I don't know.
Depends how
Depends.
how
Yeah.
it gets.
Depends how long this takes. Like I'm not. Is it stupid to max a bounty? Is it like horrible?
I'm pretty sure I'm
to
doing
max
it.
a bounty. Feels bad. Sounds bad. You know, right?
I think
it's like really bad, right?
if the bounties are bigger, I think it's worse. But these are.
It's kind of 40% of the price pool.
Yeah.
Is it 40? I thought they were 2K each.
Yeah.
2K goes in your pocket and 2K goes into your bounty. I think.
Then it's probably not great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely could see some fireworks here. Just going to call pre. Tollerene with a somewhat reasonable hand. Closing the action, 350K to call.
10 seconds.
Every player does have an ace in their hand.
Ed wants to see blood.
trying to play well.
Same.
7, 3, deuce.
Check.
The jacks remain best for Allan Lee. He's also got hearts. 3 on the turn brings another club. Rheem has the clubs.
Check.
Check, check again. 10 of clubs comes home
Check.
to make the flush for Chino Rheem.
400.
He's going to bet 400,000.
Yeah, Allan Lee just once again put into a somewhat of a tough spot. I mean, the bet is not that big. We do have the jack of clubs in our hand. As a blocker, we beat a bunch of hands that Chino could have. Wouldn't be unreasonable to call here, but he does find another fold.
Good fold.
Call fold, call fold.
Kings are no good. Queens are no good.
With that, Chino retakes the chip lead over Ben Tollerene. Allan Lee, the shortest stack, but not by any means actually short.
Yeah, any sort of
No.
halfway meaningful pot, and you know, it could kind of swing one way or the other, which is what we've seen a lot. You know.
Yeah, Chino did open to 500K the last
Did you
hand.
have you played
So
every event?
1.3 million in the pot
That's my
just
first
from
event.
This
pre-flop
one.
action.
Look at you. Who's better than you?
Not many. Not
That's
many
true.
are better than Ben Tollerene.
You think Ben gets out of bed for anything less than a 10K?
But also, you know, like Chino pointed out there, every time Ben Tollerene shows up at the studio, he has like a 60% shot to make the final table. I know that sounds absurd, but honestly, that's what it feels like in my mind. He's always at the final table if he's playing.
Yeah,
It's
he's
wild.
Just that good.
He doesn't play a lot, but when he does, he certainly makes it count.
Boring. Takes too long doing that, dude. Just get some animals. Just start clashing. Allan pop line, you pop line, I pop line. Then we'll play a like a 3-bet bomb pot.
Here comes Chino's impatience.
He had his opportunity. He had those double suited queens.
Yeah, I thought he was going to 3-bet that hand.
It sure did seem like it, but you know, maybe he's just talking a big game without anything to back it up. Chino basically had a pure float on the flop, facing a 1 big blind bet. Now with the betting lead, not even a single club in his hand, does decide to
We're
pounce.
just here trying to. One what?
One hand for 4 blinds.
One more hand? Okay.
3.
Last hand at this level, and then as Allan Lee predicted, there will be blood with 100K, 200K. We don't know that for sure.
I don't know about that, man. That still doesn't seem that big. I think we're going to need to get to 150, 300 for there to actually be blood.
Yeah, that would very significantly reduce the amount of big blinds left in the tournament. Chino, another hand that warrants a limp from the small blind. Using the power of the ace blocker here. Deciding to pounce. from the big blind is Allan Lee. He is the shortest stack, running into the biggest stack of Chino. But using Chino's tight tendencies against him, that was something.
Yeah, Chino blowing out my ears.
Lines are up. 1, 2, 2.
Oh boy.
There's a look at event number 5 across the hall as we take a look at the upcoming 2025 PGT events. I know many of you out there might be thinking, how can I get into a PGT event for, you know, a little bit of a cheaper price? Well, how about April 7th? $560 buy-in satellite to the US Poker Open. Then we have the US Poker Open, April 8th through 17th. Also coming up right quick is the Texas Poker Open. The WSOP is going to feature 30 PGT qualifying events. Of course, everything PGT can be found on pgt.com. That includes the schedule, the leaderboard, there's news articles, there's a bit of everything.
Call.
Also has live reporting for event number 5.
Yep, I have the live reporting.
There you go. Looks like event number 5 is up to 94 entries right now.
That's awesome for
Still a bit of time.
10K.
Yeah, 10K PKO. I would guess now that the blinds are up a little bit higher in that event, and with the way that these guys chase after the bounties,
300.
definitely going to get up over 100 entries, and then we'll see how high we climb.
Three-way pot here. Chino limped pre. Lee limped from the small blind. Tollerene checked the big blind. Chino flopping bottom set. Lee with a gut shot and 2 backdoors. Decides to give it up. $100K, $200K, $200K.
And Rheem's got a nice little lead now. Of course, you know, the pots are big enough that that lead could disappear quite quickly, but he could also stretch it out quite nicely.
It's not hard to get in these stack sizes if you find 2 hands that want to collide. It's just these players don't really want to gamble. They want to play poker and use their equity, use small bets, small ball poker to try and outmaneuver their opponents. They are very conscious of the 50K pay jump upcoming from 3rd place to 2nd place, and then the $110,000 pay jump from 2nd all the way up to 1st place. Another hand that Chino could play aggressively out of the big blind just decides to check with the king queen 8-8 1 suit. Top pair for Tollerene, top 2 pair for Rheem. No heart draw for either player. Tollerene in a world of hurt.
You're playing well, Benjamin. I feel like you've correctly folded versus me every time.
Oh, like you said earlier, Chino, you only bet with the nuts.
I called Allan.
That's true.
What's up? Oh.
Reasonable connected hand. 1 suit for Tollerene on the button.
Call. Call.
3 ways once again.
Can't turn off my brain. Look at these massive badoogies these players are getting dealt.
Ace 10-8 rainbow.
Check.
Tollerene with a huge equity advantage here. He flops literally the biggest wrap you can have. Any card all the way from a 6 to a king that doesn't pair the 8 or the 10 will give him a straight. Chino does have the pair of aces with the king kicker. Obviously doesn't have the amount of equity that Tollerene has. He just has so many cards that he could catch to win this hand. Chino does have backdoor spades.
I just played like a nit versus the goblin. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh boy.
Human says, PLO really is the greatest game. I don't know why anyone even bothers with 2-card. Strong statement.
I think PLO scares a lot of players, and 2-card poker is a lot easier for people to play. The field sizes are a lot bigger, and if you want to find a cash game, you can find a 1-2, 1-3 game, basically any casino.
Well, I have a secret for those people who might be scared away from Omaha. Omaha is actually a 2-card game. You can only use 2 cards.
You can only use 2 cards.
You can't use all 4. It's just those combinations of 2 cards can be much greater.
Right.
They can change at times.
Right.
But you can still only use 2 cards.
And as we can see from these players, you have to play much tighter than you think you do in PLO. Chino double suited, King Jack 5 deuce. Calls on the button, leap finally with a 3-bet, King Jack 9-7, very strong holding. Chino's just going to give this one up. Why would he get into this confrontation?
Whatever, dude. I don't know.
If you haven't already, please hit that like button on the YouTube video. We'd greatly appreciate it. We are up over 200 likes. We'd love to see if we can get up to 300 by the time this ends. I know I asked for 400 originally at the start of the stream, but I don't know. You guys aren't really impressing me out there. Ace is here for Tollerene.
Raise 800.
10 seconds.
Makes it 800 to go. King Jack 8-5 for Chino in the big blind. Into the muck it goes.
Okay, biggest pot we've seen in quite a while. Aces with diamonds against a double suited hand also containing diamonds. Okay, this might be a little something something. Tollerene does have the absolute stone nuts here with top set and the nut diamond draw. Lee flops 1 pair, also has a diamond draw.
Tollerene first to act here with 2 million in the middle. Now, does he have like so much of this that he wants to go a little bit smaller?
Yeah, I think he's just going to go very small. 600K. If you're in Lee's shoes, it's a very interesting spot. You could put your opponent credibly on at least 1 ace to connect here. If that card is the ace of diamonds, which we can see it is, oh my gosh.
And Lee goes for it here. Tollerene double checks and makes the call.
Is that nut diamonds too?
Yeah.
Is that top set no flush draw?
And Lee knows that
You
he's
got
just
spades
about
and, You
dead.
need a 4-7 deuce.
Tollerene with
4-7
an
deuce,
absolute
one diamond,
hammerlock on this hand, 95% to win.
Painful 6-6 right in Benjamin's face. But GG to you, Allan Lay.
Cash me out.
Queen of spades on the
That's a
turn.
card. From
And
5% up to 17%.
Yeah, that keeps Allan Lee alive. He's looking for a spade. Can he find it? He cannot with the Queen of Diamonds on the river. Full house for Ben Tollerene, and he's going to eliminate Allan Lee in third place. Lee taking home $129,800
Nice hand,
for
Benjamin.
his run in this event. And we are now heads up between that man right there in the green hoodie, Ben Tollerene, with almost 9 million in chips. He's going to rip down that coffee and get ready for heads up against Chino Rheem.
Want to play online poker for free? With Play Poker Go, you get the thrill of authentic poker anytime, anywhere. From quick casual games to action-packed tournaments, Play Poker Go lets you compete against real players around the globe, all for free. No bots, no gimmicks, just pure poker fun. Hone your skills and enjoy the poker experience you love. Explore Play Poker Go on web, iOS, and Android. Deal yourself in now.
All right, we are back. Chino Rheem's got to get back into his seat. Heads up play about to begin in event number 4 of the 2025 PGT PLO Series. It's Ben Tollerene versus Chino Rheem. They are battling for the $295,000 first place prize. They've locked up $182,900. Let's get to it, boys. It's been a fun one so
Benjamin,
far.
if I'm being perfectly honest, I kind of thought that this was going to happen last night. So far,
Chino
so
Rheem
good.
says 7,000 words today. Ben Tollerene said 7.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you answer that in your own mind. Actually, that I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Aces again for Tollerene. Rheem does have an ace in his hand.
Oh boy.
Raise 600.
Oh boy.
I think this is a good time for Chino to ramp up the aggression, kind of take more marginal spots. If he really thinks that Tollerene is one of the best PLO players, why not take higher variance routes? Chino flops a pair of 4s. Tollerene still with aces. Neither player has the club flush draw.
Tollerene comes with a check.
Check.
Rheem checks back.
Wow.
6 of clubs on the turn. That gives Chino Rheem a set of 6s. Clubs not present in either player's hand.
Check.
But that could, of course, make things tricky for each opponent because your opponent could certainly have clubs, yes.
400.
Chino comes with 400K after Tollerene checks again. Disciplined fold from Tollerene puts those aces in the muck. First blood to Chino Rheem. Yeah, it is a little bit counterintuitive, Kevin, for a lot of people out there, where you go up against somebody, whether it's heads up or whether it's, you're at a full table and there's a person that's really good and you kind of back down and try and play small ball, but you should really be trying to ramp up the variance. Play like a crazy person.
Right. With the equities running so close in PLO.
But also in Hold'em too at times.
True.
I always thought it was most present with someone like Phil Hellmuth. Like, because he always does well in these smaller buy-in, big field, no-limit tournaments.
Right.
Because people like try and get cute and outplay him. Just go all in his face.
Right.
Which he hates.
What's he gonna do?
Absolutely hates that.
Yeah.
So, like, be like, okay, let's go. Well, 50-50, let's just run it. Who cares? Because I'm not going to outplay you, Phil Hellmuth. So let's just gamble.
I completely agree. And kind of what we're seeing here, we don't know Tollerene's hand, but he did limp from the button. Chino out of the big blind, pots the ace-6-6 deuce with diamonds. Not a great flop for Chino's perceived range. He does have the 2 6s blocking the 5-6 straight. I think I'd be surprised to see a bet too big here from Chino. Something small.
400?
400 seems pretty reasonable. Try and take it down right here. Like I said, we don't know Tollerene's hand, but we could see him continue. This board does favor his perceived range more than Chino's. Even something like 1.3 million would be a pretty cool semi-bluff here.
Call.
Jack of clubs on the turn. Chino checks once again. Tollerene probably gets it done with another bet here. Or with a bet here, I should say.
You probably don't have to go too big.
10 seconds.
He does look like he's reaching for a bunch of chips.
1.6.
1.6 million.
Quick fold out of Chino Rheem. Chino's always got something to say, man. It doesn't matter if he's in the hand, out of the hand. Doesn't matter. He's got something to say.
He's got something to say if he's not in the tournament.
That is very true.
I mean,
every time there's a final table, he pops into the studio.
Yeah,
So
it's just in there.
Gotta love Chino.
That flop bet was so disrespectfully horrible.
9855 there with spades for Tollerene. Tollerene up over 9 million now. Stretching out that lead.
Leo, daddy's heads up. We need to beat Uncle Ben, Leo. This is what we need to do.
Everyone's an uncle.
I mean, very, very nice looking hand from Chino here. Pot size raise probably 600K. Can Tollerene wake up with anything? No, just ace deuce 3
Uncle
Badoogie.
Ben's gonna try extra super hard. Oh boy.
Trying all the way hard already.
I already know.
It's a bad feeling in PLO when you look down at 4 no
you
across
always
cards being ace deuce 3 and not waking up with aces. It's just unlucky.
Yeah, what'd I do? I punted off that low.
Chino Rheem is a 2-times series winner on the PokerGO Tour. He won the PGT Mixed Games Series twice. He just won the most recent one this season, so he topped the leaderboard there. He's one of the few players, there's Daniel Negreanu, there's Jeremy Osmus, Nick Schulman, that they'll play everything across the PGT. They're not just going to play the PLO stuff, or they're not just going to play the mixed stuff, or not just the no limit hold'em stuff. No, he'll be in it all, as he always has been. So you would think, at least as it pertains to qualifying for the top 40 of the leaderboard, because that's what gets you into the PGT $1 Million Championship, he's got to be one of the favorites to do so. Looking back to last season, Chino did not qualify in the top 40, and said to both Tim Duckworth and I afterwards, he said, you can bet every dollar that I will qualify, I will get in the top 40 this time around. So
it is really good to see the overlap. We need more players in all of these fields, not just the no limit hold'em specialists.
Leo, Daddy needs to play a 50 big blind pot and win it. And then play one more and win it again. Then it's over. That's it, buddy.
I think it would be great if Tollerene just went full heel and was like, shut up, dude. Stop talking to your kid. It's just like completely out of character for Ben Tollerene.
Yeah, he doesn't have that gear in his
Yeah, but it would
arsenal,
be
that's
great.
for
It would be
sure.
great comedy.
Yeah.
You know, just put a little WWE into it. Jack 10-7 with a couple of clubs here. Tollerene just smashes this equity-wise. 5 of diamonds on the turn.
What do you got?
I'm checking. Ace 10.
10?
Ace 10.
Good.
Really
Check,
hard
check.
to play
How old is your
50
son?
big blind
2.
pots.
Just turned 2.
Does he watch the stream?
Yeah, if it
When you
if
just
his
limp
mom
and
shows
check
it,
every
yeah,
hand.
he's seen it before, yeah, for sure.
He can see that it's you and
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I've never been next to him when he's watched it, you know what I mean? I've only, yeah.
Oh, 15 years from now.
You got to get a video of it, man. Come on.
If only we had
15
that
years from now, what
technology. It's
happens?
2025.
I don't know if he's, I don't even know if he's watching now.
Call.
All right, some fireworks. 2 hands that are definitely going to go to battle. C3 cards dealer.
Tollerene limps from the button and then calls the raise of 600K with the Jack 975. He's got clubs in his hand. Rheem raising out of the big blind. Ace, queen, queen, deuce.
200.
Full house here for Tollerene. Second time today, he's just flopped a full house.
Yeah, the only way we could see an all in, I think, is if Chino just turns the queen. I think Tollerene in position.
What
might
about a 5 on the turn?
come with a small-ish raise? 5 might be reasonable. Yeah, Tollerene just gonna raise it right now.
1 million.
Okay,
Call.
we're playing some poker. Chino Rheem, 9% to win this hand. Needs to hit a queen.
Chino making the call pushes this pot up to 3.4 million. Deuce of hearts here on the turn. Chino could have possibly went backdoor diamonds, which would have been bad news, of course. No one has backdoor hearts.
I mean, Chino just has 3.4 million left in his stack. There's 3.4 million in the middle. How much do we go for from Tollerene's shoes?
$1.4.
1.4 million.
Extension.
I like the sizing of a little bit less than half of what Chino has. You know, really target these hands like Chino has shown that, you know, are probably in his range. The kings, the queens, the aces of the world.
Chino can still fold, left with 17 big blinds. We have seen him just give up in spots similar to this. It is hard knowing that you're against someone who is so capable and so good at poker. Doesn't have chips in his hand, probably leaning more towards fold here. Shot clock winding down. Enter the dragon.
I might do a Mickey and just tank shove like Mickey.
Well, if you do that, you're getting snapped.
That's not looking good for you, buddy.
Tollerene not willing to break pose there.
Where do I
Not
owe?
going to say anything to Chino Rheem. These are also two very polar opposites, just players. Chino is like the live, look at you, feel player. Ben Tollerene is the technical guy, the computer whiz, you know, all that sort of stuff. So
right.
Now we got a double, Leo.
Yep.
We're just gonna
it definitely does
very
benefit
true.
Ben in situations like this to just not say anything to Chino, because
Nice
you know
hand.
Chino can pick up a lot. He's been around the block quite a long
Were we
time,
bluffed?
and he will often
Oh,
try
yeah.
and use some speech play
You're gonna
to
make me wait.
get into the minds of his opponents and pick up different reads.
Nice hand. I don't know what to do there. I guess I did not play that hand well at all. Should have checked the flop. Definitely should check the flop. Or
Check the
just
flop out of
fucking
position. You
left
bet 200K.
myself
That's
open for
pretty much
fucking
the same thing
Benjamin
as
to just
checking.
pounce and say, boy, you ain't gonna call. I've been in these spots. I've been in these streets for years, son. Welcome to my hood. It's like, okay, I'm from
At least he got a smile.
sorry.
10 seconds.
Chino limping the button, 10-10-7 deuce, and aces
Leo.
for Tollerene. Ace 7-5. Chino's gonna
I
call.
love you, buddy.
Here we go again. 1.4 million out there. Tollerene the upper hand once again. Queen 10 deuce. Rheem drills a set of tens.
Tollerene does have the ace of diamonds. Nothing to go with it.
Pot.
Oh boy. It's all going in here.
Yeah, he pots it here, which is 1.4 million, half of what
1.4
Chino
you said?
has.
All in.
So Chino's just gonna put it in.
Call.
Set.
Tollerene calls, and here we go.
All right.
Well, Leo, Daddy's playing that big pot. he's got the goods.
We did see Chino spike exactly a one outer ace
Yeah,
on the river earlier on in this
Backdoor
tournament.
clubs. Backdoor wheel.
Tollerene does have that backdoor wheel possibility that Chino just mentioned, but looking for an ace. Oh, there's one of those wheel cards. Now 6 outs for Tollerene, an ace or a 4 on the river, and he's going to win this tournament. Chino needs to fade to stay alive. King of clubs is a good card for Chino Rheem, and he's going to double up.
5.
2.775.
Chino's set of tens holding up quite nicely and pulls the stacks very close to even here. 7.75 million for Tollerene. He's still up on top, but look in your rearview mirror and Chino's getting quite close. 6.95 million for Rheem.
What am I big?
All right, guys, want to drop my hands there? We'll play 2 hands.
2 hands. Blinds go up again.
PLO.
Oh, sorry.
Tollerene's like, no, like this is, no, we're playing my game. Not that Tollerene isn't extremely well-versed when it comes to no-limit hold'em, but I'm sure he'd prefer to keep playing PLO. He limps the button. Chino checks his option in the big blind. Queen 8-4 with a couple of hearts. Top 2 pair for Rheem. Don't know Tollerene's hand just yet, but he does check back. 4 on the turn. $300K after Rheem checks.
I mean, Rheem is definitely trapping this hand. The 4, not a very welcome card, but he did flop top 2 pair.
Three of hearts on the river. Another check from Rheem.
Check.
Queen 8.
Out of 4.
Nice hand. Nice hand.
Rheem's hand no good. Tollerene does table a 4. 10-8, 6-4. That can't be right. That'd be a full house.
That would be a full house.
That's not right. It's definitely not right.
I see Chino drinking these every day, all day, every day. I don't even know what they are. Like a pineapple, something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We could ask him. Chino comes in every day. So the tournaments on the PokerGO Tour start at 12. Okay, whether you're making a final table or you're in the next event, start at 12.
Yep.
He walks into the studio usually around like 11:30 to 11:40 every day. He's usually one of the first 2 or 3 people here. He comes in, he does his buy-in, he goes over to the food person, he orders his food, which is normally the same thing every day, and then he goes and like walks and does whatever he wants, you know.
Talks to people.
And then when he comes in, they start playing, and he's always like the first one to get his food because he comes in early and gets
Makes
it done.
sense, yeah. Smart.
Every time.
Going up.
If you'd like to get in on the action, I would highly encourage you to head on over to playpokergo.com or find PlayPokerGo in the App Store or on Google Play. It is the home of free online poker. That's right, I said free online poker. Whether you want to play multi-table tournaments, whether you want to play sit-and-goes, ring games, we got them. PlayPokerGo.com, fun and free. Both players over 7 million now. Tollerene still has the lead. He's up 600K over Chino Rheem. We are playing 125, 250K. Pot on the button from Tollerene, and Rheem finds aces. Quick fold from Ben.
It's always a good feeling in these tournaments to get to the level where the small blind is equal to 1 starting stack. Starting stack in this tournament was 125,000. Every time these guys put in the small blind, that's 1 person that entered this tournament.
Limp spot here, Queen 8-7 rainbow.
Check. Check.
Top pair for both players. Check, check. 3 on the turn. Rheem makes 2 pair, queens and 3s.
Tollerene has no backup to go with his top pair of queens.
Check. 300.
300,000 from Chino. Tollerene comes along. Nine of clubs on the river.
Check.
Check, check.
Check,
Queen
check. Chino's going to win this one with queens at threes. And he's going to stretch out that chip lead even more. Biggest lead so
King
far
is
for
face.
Chino Rheem in heads-up play. 8.6 million for him. 6.1 million for Ben Tollerene. Chino Rheem is looking to win his 5th career PGT title, and Ben Tollerene would win his 4th career PGT title.
Both players have been at these final tables very often. Tollerene with a pretty looking hand here.
Raise 750.
10 seconds.
There is the pot size raise. King Jack 10-7 for Tollerene. Ace 6-4-3
Call.
for Rheem. He announces a call. He's got diamonds in his hand. Tollerene's got spades in his hand. Nine, 5, 4.
Chino with 77% equity here. Open ender and a pair. Tollerene has absolutely nothing. Reaching for a big handful of chips. 1.75 million in the middle.
1 million.
Time extension.
That's 1 million.
Pot.
Chino comes right back with a pot-sized check raise. Quick fold out of Tollerene. And Chino Rheem is starting to look like he's going to run away with this thing. Up over 10 million in chips. A lead of 6 million over Ben Tollerene.
It's the first time Tollerene's been under 20 big blinds this entire final table.
Chino came into this final table sitting 9th on the PGT season-long leaderboard, 434 points. Already has 1 win on the season, 5 cashes total.
Pot.
Found a hand we could put some aggression from the button for sure. Tollerene finds a hand we could just go with. I think he might lean more towards call, but I wouldn't hate anything else.
10 seconds.
Call.
And here we go. 1.75 million in the middle. Tollerene with only 3.4 million left in his stack.
10-6-4 with 2 hearts.
Not really the action flop we were looking for.
Chino is open-ended here with that 7-5. Goes check, check. Queen of clubs on the turn. See how those equities basically flip-flop here. Now it's Tollerene who has 2 pair, queens and 4s.
Has a very action turn card. Chino, plenty of draws to go around.
Yeah, that second club. Working with Chino's ace-5 of clubs.
1.75 million.
Pot size bet announced from Tollerene.
And Chino cannot fold this hand in any capacity. Too much working for him. It's either get it in now and hope to hit on the river, or call and then hit on the river, or decide.
And he does make the call.
Huge river card
5.25
coming up.
million out there. Yes, this is a massive, massive river card here. Ace of spades. Chino might think that card is good for him?
I mean, you only have ace with a 7. You don't even have 2 pair with it.
Does Tollerene continue here? The presence of King Jack possibly in Chino's hand?
Yeah, there's a lot of dicey things that could have happened with the ace of spades on the river.
Tollerene with 1.6 million behind.
Maybe we just check and always call. We don't have a club in our hand. Unblock all the clubs. Really interested to see what he comes with here.
10 seconds.
1.575.
1.575.
So almost all of it leaves a 25K chip behind.
Fuck. I don't even know if I was supposed to call the turn or whatever. I was just trying to get this shit over with. How much?
1.575.
What's in the middle?
5.25.
Benjamin, Uncle Benjamin, Leo. Maybe Uncle Benjamin just has like the fucking Jack 9-8 with clubs or hearts and just brick this river.
Time extension.
Oh boy. What's the bet?
1.575.
Is Chino gonna
I
talk
mean, it
himself
could
or
be
think himself into
over
a
if
call
he's
here?
bluffing. I don't know what's going on.
10 seconds.
Calls.
Ace queen.
Good.
Ace Queen announced for Ben Tollerene,
Nice hand.
and he's gonna take back the chip lead with that pot.
Nice hand.
Chino calling wrong on the end there after hitting that ace.
Yeah. There's cards that if you hit, I get paid. I just win.
1 extension.
Nice hand, Ben.
Another chip lead change. That could have gone so many different ways.
I should have folded turn, I guess. Or bet the flop. I should have bet the flop. I just bet the flop, I win. Fuck! I messed that up.
It seemed kind of fine until the river.
It was fine.
I mean, the river you fold, but
Well, like you said, it was just an F-it type of call, you know? Maybe we can end the tournament here if he's bluffing 1 in 10 times.
Call.
Check.
Yeah. Thank you.
I gotta count my stack first.
Ace 8-4 here, rainbow, limped pot.
250.
Pot.
250K from Tollerene.
1.5.
Huh?
Chino pots it. Seemed a bit ambitious, but gets the job done nonetheless.
Maybe you're right. Maybe Chino's finding his meltdown mode.
Okay.
Listen, I don't mind going back to your point not too long ago, ramping up the variance against Ben Tollerene. I mean, Ben Tollerene is one of the best PLO players in the world, one of the absolute best ever at PLO heads up. So
Right.
why not just ramp up the variance, you know? So I don't mind that overall, but I would have also taken that into play elsewhere, you know?
Not with just a straight gut shot, backdoor
Yeah.
flush draw, backdoor straight draw, I guess.
Call.
That really was one of the like pure bluffs that we've seen Chino have.
Call.
The no equity bluff. Obviously, we don't know what Tollerene had, but it was hard for him to find anything to continue with.
Yeah. Ace 8 deuce. 2 spades this time, kind of similar flop. Rheem flops middle set.
It's a pretty good superpower to have in PLO, just flopping sets left and right.
And Tollerene is going to continue here. This one did start off with Rheem limping the button, Tollerene raising from the big blind, and Rheem calling. So understandable to see it continue here from Tollerene, even though he did miss. That's a raise. And a quick fold from Tollerene, so I mean, I know it's only been 2 hands since he lost that big pot, but it certainly feels like Chino is ready to just put the gas to the floor and go.
Yeah, I like it. I really do think that's what Chino needs to accomplish here. Maybe he's not as studied in the heads-up PLO streets as Ben Tollerene. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of variance and equities run really close, but why not ramp up the variance if we're sitting in Chino's shoes and just try and spike the right side of a coin flip?
Yeah, and if you're Ben Tollerene, I mean, you want to kind of sit back, play your game, and grind your opponent down, you know, 1 bet, 2 bet, 3 bets at a time. You know,
Agreed.
Nice, slow, steady. Don't really get off the path at all. Like, you just, you know, you do your work. So the only kind of real way you can put Ben Tollerene out of his comfort zone, if that's even possible, is to kind of go a little bit nuts.
Right, and we have seen Chino do just that with value and bluffs.
Tollerene limping the button and then calling the raise here. Tollerene has king 6-6-4. Just going to fold to the bet from Rheem. We'll, once again, you know, we don't know Chino's hand. See if we can see it. Don't think so. But, you know, just driving the action. Raising pre, betting flop. Also less talking now from Chino. He's just, he's in blaster mode.
Yeah, he's I like it. I think it's the right strategy. It's the right gear to shift into.
Chino's up to 9,025,000. Tollerene on 5.6 million.
So you got another hand we need to ramp up the aggression with for sure.
Sorry, or I don't know. I threw it in. Whatever.
Pot, sorry, I don't know.
String raise.
It's fine.
And it's also uncomfortable for Ben Tollerene.
Give Ben a little discount
when he's the shorter stack, because not as much maneuverability for him. So again, if you continue to apply the pressure, yeah, you are ramping up variance, and that can come home to bite you, because that's what variance is. But, you know, this is where Ben Tollerene, if there's even a chance he's out of his comfort zone, this is where it would be.
Tollerene has a hell of a hand here, heads up. We can see Rheem once again dipping into his superpower, flopping another set. He's flopped 3 sets, heads up.
I would guess the money might just go in here.
We have top pair. We have a flush draw.
And also, if Tollerene is picking up any on how Chino's been playing these last couple hands, Chino's certainly just coming after it. He does come with pot.
Chino loves to hear this.
What's the bet?
2.7.
Pot.
So Chino
And
repots
Tollerene
it.
is not happy here.
Set.
And the money goes in, and here we go.
Okay, Leo. Daddy's got to fade some outs.
Chino Rheem needs to fade 8 outs to secure his 5th PGT title and win event number 4. Ben Tollerene
4 on the turn means Daddy just wins right away.
looking to spike a club to double up. Of course, can't be the 4 clubs. 7 of clubs. Tollerene makes
Daddy
his
needs a
flush,
9,
and
7,
he's
4,
now the
8.
one who has to fade the outs. Chino Rheem looking for a 9, a 7, an 8, or a 4 to hit a full house or quads here. It is the 7 of spades, running 7s, and Chino Rheem does it.
Congrats.
Chino
Daddy
Rheem
hit it,
securing his 5th PGT title, and he's going to take home $295,000.
Yo, can I go?
Let the man go. Hop in that
what level
bounty,
is it
sir. Ben Tollerene taking home $182,900 for his finish in second place. But this one belongs to the man, the legend, Chino Rheem. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for us here from the PGT PLO Series, but we have plenty more action coming up. On Monday, we'll be back with another final table, the 10K PLO Progressive Bounty, and the buy-ins only get bigger from there. A couple 15Ks, and of course, the 25K PLO Championship. We'll see you guys Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. My name's Donnie Peters for Kevin Gerhart. We're out of here. Take care.